comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck. Well, I might need to start saying Coco. We got Coco on deck. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Do me a favor before we even get into this conversation. Smash, hit, obliterate, hit that like button. Everybody, hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button for us. Hit that like button for us. Also, hit that share. So we want to get this content out to as many of our people as possible so that we can change our trajectory. All right. Let's go and get on into this. See who we got checking in early. My guy, J.U. Griffin in the building. He said, much love, respect, and blessings to everyone. What's going on, J.U.? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Yeah, I got one of your videos queued up, JU. Yeah, you sent me some stuff, man. So yeah, hold tight with us tonight. I got your video queued up, man. Let's see, Donovan, what up though? Angels night. Man, y'all still be out here with the candy and the dangerous candies and all that, man. And yeah, clue me in, Donovan. Y'all still be out here like that. Let me know what it is. All right, shout out to y'all joining us tonight. We appreciate y'all holding us down every Wednesday night. Let me do this real quick as we get into the conversation. Here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming into an Apple device, you got to leverage Safari. But yeah, drop this in your browser. Join us on the panel. I see you do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose, but man, go and keep that thing on. In addition to the video feed right here, we got this in all the chat feeds, so you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, or you can shoot us a message directly. We'll send it to you that way as well. I'll lead us up here as we get into the conversation. Let's see, Kenyatta in the building. She said, happy Wednesday. What's going on, Kenyatta? We appreciate you holding us down as well, joining us tonight. IT Nicole in the building. I might say her whole name. I think that is Nicole Arletta Monique. Is that it right there? What's going on, IT? We appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's see. Donovan said, not me. I'm in the house. Doors locked, shades closed. LinkedIn with Kandid Konvos. Man, we appreciate that, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate that right there, man. Let me say this real quick. I'm glad you said this, Donovan. Let me say this real quick. Shout out to all of y'all, Lester, who hold us down every Wednesday night. Lester, I know we would be considered a small platform, but we got some loyal folks who hold us down, support the platform, rain, sleet, snow. Yeah, y'all hold us down every Wednesday night. And that's why we try to make sure we get here every Wednesday, try to bring the hot conversations. You know what I'm saying? Tie everybody in and just, you know what I'm saying, have a productive conversation. So we appreciate y'all. I say, because I'm not naive. I see all these folks out here with these little podcasts. Everybody deciding all of a sudden they want to hop on Wednesdays all of a sudden. Yeah, I see all this nonsense going on, but we Kandid Konvos. We're going to be here every Wednesday night, and that's just going to be what it be. But everybody, like I said, once again, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Kenyatta said, nope, drinking my water and minding my business. Yeah, no, I feel you, Kenyatta. Yeah, I feel you. It's, yeah, you get to a certain age, you ain't got time to be out here playing, especially when you ain't got no little kiddies running around, you know what I'm saying, the little ones. Yeah, you ain't got time to be playing out here. So, yeah, I'm out of the loop for that matter. All right. So let me drop this link down for a minute, and we'll get into this conversation. Like I said, anybody let me know if y'all need the link. Okay. So, yeah, we got a couple queued up tonight. Topic for tonight. What is a top-tier man? Yeah, see, this is about to be one of them nights. Topic for the night. What is a top-tier man? All right. So, yeah, we got a couple. We're going to run them on down, and we're going to go and get right on to it. You ready, Chloe?
Let's go.
All right, let's get it.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, you want a leader too, right? Ma'am?
I do.
Okay, you want a leader. So if you want something, you want a leader, then obviously you must follow that man's lead. Like by default, you must follow that man's lead. Now, this doesn't mean that, like, no one's saying that, oh, like what you said, like, oh, well, we want alignment and stuff like that, and alignment has to match there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all fine
So
and
if you
dandy.
see a
People
woman
can be
who,
aligned.
okay, so the thing about the modern woman, because the original question is the modern woman afraid to let the man lead. If you see the modern woman needs a modern man's level of thinking, that she needs a little bit more patience, that she needs a little bit more show, that you can lead me these areas, you know that a traditional woman would be more your type, right? A woman that believes automatically I'm going to follow your lead because you're the man without question. But the modern woman, who is we're talking about in this conversation, show me first. I need to trust you first, and then I'm going to follow you. So with that thinking, would you go after the modern woman to try to say, oh, is something wrong with y'all, da-da-da-da-da, or just go and find a traditional woman who don't have that pushback? Because as a modern woman, we need a little bit more patience. As a modern woman, we are the breadwinners in our household. As a modern woman, we have experienced this world a lot without y'all.
And guess what? These modern women don't get masculine chicks. They don't qualify. Girls that are modern women don't qualify for the top tier men usually.
I
That's just a
disagree.
fact.
Disagree.
I disagree.
No, they qualify for recreational use only. They'll smash those single moms. They'll smash those chicks in the club and stuff, but they don't wife them up. You got no ring. You got no true commitment because you don't qualify, man. These niggas lie to you. Like I said, like if you want to get rich, you lie to people that want to be lied to. If you want to make a living, you tell the truth to people that want to be told the truth to. If you want to be broke, you tell the truth to people that want to be lied to. I'm not in a business. I don't care about going broke. I'm here to tell the truth. So
you
you
don't believe
modern,
that
no,
chicks have
you
patience for a
listen.
woman?
You modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Okay.
Okay. Well, shout out to tonight's conversation. What is my man's name? Cooley. That's his name. Cooley. Shout out to Cooley. He was the one doing the talking right there. All right. So tonight we talking what is a top tier man. So there's two videos, two parts to that. So we'll just start with what he just said. So drop a comment. Let us know what you think about the video number one. Let's see. Kenyatta said, who is considered a modern man?
What is that? Right.
That's a good question. That's a good question right there. It's a good question.
We have all of these categories, I notice now, that we're putting people in, right? Like high value man, I'm going to assume that's the same as a high earning man or a high or top tier man. Are they all the same now or are they different? We have all, it's men and women, and then we have all these subcategories under. I'm going to need somebody to like add them to the dictionary, put a definition. I need some pictures. I need you to draw, map or something, because you guys are basically, for me, it looks like y'all just making up something every day for whatever suits your purpose, right? At the end of the day, if you're a woman alive in this era and you were born any time after the 90s plus, or I'll even go 80s plus, you're a modern woman. Okay? You're a modern woman. We are all living in this modern world with all these modern advances and technology and opportunities, and women are equal and all of those things. So we are all modern. What separates us is some of us are modern people. We enjoy this modern lifestyle. However, we still have a somewhat traditional mindset and value system, which means that the things that we value, our standards, our morals, more closely align with that of our parents and the generation that raised us, right? That's the only difference. We're still modern people. There are no traditional men. There are no traditional women. We're all modern. It's our mindset that can be either traditional or not, right? And a lot of times it does have a lot to do with how we were raised. So I think that's another one of those things that people just do to make excuses for themselves. Like, well, I'm a modern woman, so I need a modern man. Okay, so then when that modern man says, "Oh yeah, baby, I got patience for you. I'll let you grow into yourself, but I don't pay all the bills. I'm 50-50." Because bills is a traditional mindset. I don't, you know what I'm saying? All of this, I don't do some of this other stuff you're talking about, cutting grass and, changing oil and stuff like that. I pay somebody to do it. I don't do none of that kind of stuff. I don't do that because I'm a modern man, and, we don't do all of that. That's traditional stuff, right? The problem is you women who think like this, you're saying that you're a modern woman, but you want a traditional man. You want a man that's still going to pay all your bills, cut the grass, fix your car, change your tire. You still want those things. So you want him to be traditional, but you want to be modern. And all it's giving for me is I still want to do whatever I want to do, how I want to do it. And I need you to give me some grace for that. I need you to be patient with me for that. But y'all have zero patience for men. Zero. I have no patience for that man. You see how she's saying, give me some time. You know, you got to show me some things. That y'all don't even want to cook for a man before he's your husband. Y'all saying that's wifely duties. So you don't want to show him anything before he marries you, but you want him to show you everything before you consider even being in a relationship with him. It's not making sense. The math is not mathing. Y'all gonna have to make up your mind and pick a struggle. Like either you're gonna do like all the rest of us and just decide to take a chance on someone and you have some grace as well, or you're gonna be single. Because nobody's playing these games with y'all anymore. Right. And his point, and I'll land after this, his point about them not being qualified, I think sometimes women don't understand what that means, right? They're looking at their job, career, they're looking at their education, and they're going, oh, I'm more than qualified for a top tier man. And they don't care about that stuff. That's not how men categorize us. That's how we care about that. Men don't care about those same things. It doesn't mean that it's not nice to have. It doesn't mean that they can appreciate that about you. That doesn't mean they don't like that about you. But it's not a decision and factor for them if they deciding whether or not you're going to be their person or whether or not they're going to commit their lives to you. Because they know at the end of the day, it's still really on them. If they really are going to be your leader and you want them to be that, right? She admitted in the video, she wants a man who leads. If you want a man who leads, then he's a leader. He's not going to be thinking about what that college degree that you have means for him. He's not going to be thinking about what that means for him. That's great for you, but he's not going to be thinking about what that means for him. So when he says you're not qualified, it's your mindset that's disqualifying you. It's not any of the accolades that you've been able to earn. Those are great. Those are wonderful, but he's not factoring that in. He's not giving that the same weight that you are. He's looking at your mindset. And if your mindset is give me grace and give me time and show me everything, but I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't take care of a man that's not my husband, then he's right. You're disqualified already.
Oh, that's real right there. Yeah, let me say this real quick. I don't want to lose my thought on this. To the young lady in the video, actually, you know what? Let me get these comments then. I'm gonna come right back. See, Donovan said, top tier man, the most desired, hated, sought after, insulted, cheated on, disrespected via social media, individual bachelor. Man, that's a lot right there, Donovan. That's a lot right there, man. Lizzie, shout out to Eva Wright. She said hello, everyone. What's going on, Eva Wright? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's see, Nicole, she said, let's see, saw that clip earlier and the lady's response was right on time. IT, I'm at send you that link. You let me know if you need that link, IT. I need to understand what you talking about. Her response was right on time. So you're going to have to go and, let me get myself situated if I can. All right, there we go. Yeah, you're going to have to let me know what you're talking about. Her response was right on time. See, Kenyatta, see that part, Coco. Let's see. I hear that all the time. Let's see. Women saying what they won't do before marriage, but want the man to be their everything. This is the one reason why a lot of women don't like me. I'll drop everything to make sure Donovan is good no matter what. You know what? Shout out to that. Shout out to you, Kenyatta. Shout out to you for that. Shout out to Donovan as well. See, Vince said, hey, fam, what's going on, Vince? Appreciate you joining us tonight, man. Yeah, you let me know if you need that link, too. I know you're probably busy, though. Appreciate you hopping on. I see Hirsch and Joe just hopped on. What's going on with y'all, fellas? You can come off mute real quick.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Been a long time.
Hey.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. How you doing, man?
Just staying busy, man. That's about it.
Yep. I hear that, man. What'd you say?
Finally off tonight. That's why I'm here.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. I almost hit you up for a cut, man. I saw you blending over there, so I almost hit you up for that cut.
Hey, been doing it since 13.
I ain't mad, man. I ain't mad at it. Let me check in with Joe. Joe, you good, man? Is he there? Oh, he might not be there. Joe, check your audio, man. Just check your audio. Make sure your audio is good. Let's see, Donovan. Let's see. He said, let's see. The Give Me Grace woman is a child at heart and in mind. Yeah, no, I hear that, Donovan. I hear that. All right, let me touch this real quick before I lose my thought on this. So going back to the video, yeah, I got to
stop the cap.
So this is the thing. I think at some point we got to start being real. We got to start calling it what it is. We got to start essentially holding ourselves accountable for how we moving in our actions. Listening to the young lady in the video, and listen, shout out to nice conversation. Shout out to Cooley, at the conversation as well. But the young lady was talking about, modern women today. I guess she's putting herself in the category of a modern woman. They need patience. So they need patience from these men. And to Chloe's point, a lot of the ladies that claim that title of modern woman, they lack all types of patience. So I'm not sure how you asking a man to be patient with you while because I've seen enough content, I see enough videos that patience is not on the list. If I've seen so many young ladies on these dating shows, Kendra G's and everybody else talking about they got to work on their patience. So that's the first thing that doesn't make sense. And then two, the second thing is once again, I need folks to start being honest. Going back to the lady in the video that was responding to Cooley. If you don't trust men, just say that. Yeah, you talking about this man got to show you something first and he got to do this and he got to do that. Just say you don't trust men. Just be honest with it. Just come out front, because I think a lot of men would prefer if you just be transparent and upfront in the beginning, so they get a chance to decide if they wasting their time or not. Just say that. Yeah, but based on what the young lady was saying, you don't trust men. Yeah, so just come out front with that. Let it be known that you don't trust men, and now that man can move accordingly from there. Yeah, but we got to stop fronting and capping like we on some legit stuff, but there's issues there and we trying to keep it quiet until it's too late. Yeah, just come out and say you don't trust men. Yep, this whole concept that the young lady mentioned again, of you got to show her something first. Yeah, this is going back to this husbandly, this wifely duty stuff. Yeah, once again, where are we doing that at? Yeah, where are we expecting the men to show you and lay all their cards on the table up front, but you not showing him and laying no cards on the table up front? Yeah, that don't make sense. At the end of the day, the saying goes, or the scripture goes, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. What that means is you supposed to be showing this man that you are a wife prior to him marrying you. Translating that down, he's supposed to be able to see, or you should be advertising your wifely qualities to this man, just like he should be advertising his husbandly qualities to you. Once you guys can reach common ground, typically that's when you'll see the commitment in the marriage. It's really simple. Yeah, but now we want to do all of this. I'm gonna call it shucking and jiving. I'm gonna let you see a little bit, but then I'm not. But then and then be mad when it don't work out. Because now the dude is like, oh, she over here playing. I'm out. Yep, and then there'll be another young lady sitting on the side in the background, and she like, hey, I'm gonna show you what's up. And he like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. And he gonna go ahead and pivot. Yes, I mean, once again, we really got to think about what we're doing out here. And we got to think about what we're saying in our mindset and what we are absorbing and trying to normalize. Yeah, but a lot of this stuff is what's got us messed up. A lot of this stuff is what's got us single out here. But it's like we don't realize it. It's almost like it's like ego stroking. Yeah, we like to say some of these things out in the public, and it's like it strokes our ego and make us feel a certain way. But all it's doing is damaging your opportunities, or basically killing your opportunities to find your significant other or your partner, however you want to refer to it, and so have you. Yeah, the last thing I'm going to say, that I'm going to come back to the panel in the comments. The young lady made another statement and said that these ladies today, they the breadwinners. Yeah, essentially they making all the money, they this and they that. And it's like, ladies, y'all gotta let this mess go. First of all, the stats already say that that's not true. It's not accurate. Yep. So I'm not sure why y'all are still trying to convince these guys that y'all making all this money more than what they making. And somehow, I guess, if you tell a guy that mean what you over him or some stuff like. And I'm like, that don't mean nothing to no guy, because it's this the thing. And Chloe touched on this earlier, and I need to just set this straight right now. Yeah, there's a couple things that dudes could care less about when it comes to finding a significant other, their wife. It's a couple things. Yeah, let me go and lay it on the table. Your education. Yeah, you can have all the degrees you want. Yeah, that man may be proud of you. He may say she's an ambitious young woman. I like that about her. And that's cool. But typically, that is not a deciding factor on if this man is going to marry you. Yeah, I'm just keeping it a buck. Number two, your income. Yep, you can be making the money and making whatever you want to make. But majority of the time, that is not a deciding factor if a man is going to commit and marry you. So those two major things that these, going back to the video, that these young ladies want to lead with, that's not helping your case. If a guy may say, okay, that's cool, that tells me something else, he may be able to try to read something else off of those achievements about you. Yeah, your ambition, that may speak to your character, however he looks at it. But those are typically not deciding factors. And if a man chooses to marry you and commit to you, this is why we see plenty of examples of guys going and marrying girls working at McDonald's, guys going and marrying girls working at Walmart. Yeah, he saw other qualities in this young lady outside of that stuff. Yep, and that's when he made his decision. He saw some wifely qualities from this young lady outside of accolades and money, and said, that's the things that I'm looking for. And then he did his percentage. And I said, Hirsch, Joe, anybody back me up on this? He did his percentage way out. And he was like, okay, I got 90% on what I'm looking for. Yeah, the money, I can figure that out. We good on that. And that's the woman he chose. That's the woman he chooses to marry, and they move happily ever after. So yeah, let me just put that to bed. That is not something that you need to have on your quote unquote business card when you out here trying to be considered for a man to see you as a wife. Yeah, so let me just say that. Let me come on back to the panel, then I'm gonna hit these comments again. Hirsch, Joe, y'all got anything y'all want to say? Y'all good right now? Just come off mute if you want to say something. Or y'all good? Okay, look like y'all good. Go ahead, Joe. I saw you come on. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me now? My mic. Okay,
Yeah, go
cool.
ahead, man.
Um, I like what Chloe said earlier about this whole modern man, modern woman, traditional woman thing. It's all nonsense because we all live in a modern world. So on both sides, it doesn't make any sense. There is no real traditional man or woman outside of the Amish, maybe. It's the closest I've seen it. Um, Yeah, I mean that's the facts. They go out of their way to put aside modern technology and the things that we use. But what both sides want ideally is the opposite sex having traditional values and traditional mindset, which is what she pointed to, which is basic stuff. Someone who believes in God, who believes in the family structure, who doesn't um, fall prey to the different pronouns and the ways of society and where it's going in a progressive or more liberal way. So that is what a healthy thinking male or female wants on both sides. But the problem comes when that person is living in a modern world and they're adopting modern behavior. So it doesn't work for either sex or either gender for that matter. Secondly, what you said, Quay, about modern women wanting patience. What the thing is with that is that a man worth his salt doesn't have time to be patient to wait for her to catch up so she can get herself together. He's not sitting in the waiting for a woman who isn't quite there. He's just going to move on to a woman who is there, who isn't ready, who is ready. But in a way, it's like we don't have time to be patient. Um, at least I don't, because if I'm putting the work in myself to build myself, why there should I wait for you to however long it takes you? It could take you months, could take you years. Meanwhile, I could have been with a woman who is where I need her to be because she did the work prior to me um, introducing myself to her. So when you said that a woman has to say that she wants to be shown first what a man has to offer, that also ties to having the man putting the onus on the man to have patience. So him coming with his best foot forward, or her waiting for him to show up, and then she wants to come on a backhand and then I guess catch up or build and improve from there. But again, that's time. A man who values his time is not going to sit around and wait for a woman who waited for him to show up with his best foot forward while she's just now putting on her right shoe so she can step out the house. So that's a misnomer. It doesn't make any sense. It's in his best interest to build on themselves first and then pursue the individuals that match the energy and the values that they both have simultaneously. But
Right.
expecting one or the other to have themselves together while you don't get to have yourself together, but you get this golden egg, and yet you're this rotten egg, and you want him to wait for you to become a golden egg. That could be uh, that could be a huge waste of his time. Most likely, it usually is. So it's not smart. It's like you're asking us to do something that you wouldn't want to do yourself if the shoe was on the other foot.
Right. Right.
Lastly, I would say in terms of educated women, I think a lot of women, they when they hear men say we don't want an educated woman, they think we want a dumb woman or we want an unintelligent. I want a woman who is smart, and that may or may not include her education. The problem comes when she makes her education her intelligence, and she thinks that they're both one and the same. They're not. You can be indoctrinated with a lot of education, quote unquote, but be incredibly stupid because you don't understand how the real world works in reality. For example, getting your majors in a communications degree is pretty stupid. Getting your major in a sociology degree is pretty dumb because it doesn't really pay in a real world. You'd be better off in the STEM field, perhaps, instead of wasting your money or your parents' money on an education that doesn't pay you in the long run while you're settled with 200 some thousand dollars in debt. And lastly, I would say same thing with income. Um, Women would say, "Oh, the man is intimidated by my money and the money I make." No, it's I look for a woman who's intelligent in the ways of money, and that um, she doesn't focus on spending her money or my money frivolously, but her ability to save money and to invest money and to help me make more money for both myself and for the family for the future. So I look for a woman who is studious with her money and
Hold
knows
on.
how to, oh, what happened to him?
Yeah. Did we come back? You guys see us?
You good? Yeah, I see you.
Okay. Yeah. Something's going on with the internet. My bad, man. Go. Yeah, there's internet stuff out here, man. You can't call it. What was you
That's
rapping,
it.
Joe?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, all right, cool. Let me get some of these comments. Here, hold on one sec. It's getting a little hot in here. Hold on. Hold on a minute. All right, I just sent you that link. Okay, let me check these comments real fast. Let's see. Kenyatta said, let's see, these women are too old not to have patience. If you have more than one child, there should definitely be patience somewhere in the mind, body, and soul. Yeah, no doubt. I agree with that, Kenyatta. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Donovan said, Quay, the cards on the table, one side of demonstration sounds quite similar to the current situation going on in DC, man. Don't do it. Don't do it, Donovan. Don't do it, man. We ain't about to talk about DC right now, man. We not about to do it. I know where you going. We ain't about to do it. I think Cole about to hop up on here. Cole, was that you, Cole? Well, she might not be ready yet. Okay, I got a
I'm here.
Oh, you here? Oh, you want to say something already, or you want me to run this second video?
Oh no, go ahead with the second one, please.
All right, we're gonna run the second one. It's tied to the first one. It's a continuation.
And just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Talking
You
about
believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with
But I
all that
digress.
stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk. That
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
She had to do it. She had to do it. She could not keep it clean. She had to do it. Now, she had just broke down what the definition by her standard of a top tier man is. And I'm like, okay, sis, go ahead. I'm with you so far of the qualities that you're saying a top tier man would have or would display. But she had to do it. She had to come in the end with an insult. She had to insult the fact that this man likes to wear braids. Like, who cares? That's a personal preference.
He has real hair. She doesn't.
Right. That's like a woman wearing a wig, right? That's your personal preference. That says nothing about who you are as a person or your character. Is just your personal preference, right? Now, regardless of what I think about the gentleman speaking, because I'm not necessarily a fan of his work, but at the same time, he wasn't wrong. She just basically defined what she feels is a top tier man. And I would have to agree with her about a lot of the points that she made. But if she believes that that's true, then I would have to say he's not wrong. The women that are speaking don't qualify for that man. Because that kind of man who is intentional in that way and carries himself that way is not going, like Joe said, is not going to have time to be waiting for you to catch up to him. You just described all those wonderful qualities about that man. And you're right. A top tier man should have those qualities. Why would that man, who obviously has options because he's that type of man, want to wait for you to catch up to him? Want to have to jump through hoops to get you to just see him as good enough for you to submit to? Why should he have to do that when he's put in all that work? Why should he have to do that when he's done the work to build himself up and done the work to put himself in the right position? Why would he want to do that? He's not going to. Like he said, he's just going to find a woman who is ready and there and wants to do that, right? So yeah, he's not wrong. She's not wrong in her description. I agree with that description. But he's also not wrong in saying, okay, well, if you're that type of woman, the modern woman, then you don't qualify. Because he's not going to be, I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? Everybody has their own definition and everybody's categorizing it a different way. And at the end of the day, it's because they want to say, not me. Oh, you're not talking about me. It's not me. But yeah, it really is. You're a modern woman. You just said it by your own definition. You don't qualify for this man that you're saying you want. And those qualities that she read off, they're wonderful qualities. And while I agree with her, when you talk to women and they say what their deal breakers are, They don't list any of those things.
Nope.
They list the things he just said.
No, that's real right there. That's real. I want to ask this real quick. I think this is also actually, let me catch these comments because they they blew up real quick. See, Kenyatta said womanese. What? Yeah, no, I think Kenyatta, womanese is the female translation. I think that's where he was going with that, womanese. So it's like the own female language. Let's see. Donovan Carver said womanese talk. Yeah, that top tier will have those qualities for his woman, not for just any and every woman. Yeah, no, that's real right there. Appreciate that comment. Eva Wright said, LOL, yeah, that was low. Says a lot about her at the same time. Yeah, no, she took that shot. She took that shot. And ladies, they do say something about y'all. Just remember that. Let's see. Vince, said top tier men are cocky, confident, or whatever. Appreciate that, Vince. Let's see. J.U. Griffin, in her opinion, the top tier man only gives her wants and makes her better. What the man wants is beside the point.
You caught that? What a top tier man does for his woman. You caught that?
Good catch, J.U. Definitely was sided when she gave her definition. Let's see, Eva Wright. Let's see. He didn't list anything about personality, his character. He led with his height and money. You know what, Eva Wright? I think that's part of the issue, right? So he led with what most of these women that come on these shows and these content creators and these conversations lead with. Yeah, see, typically when they're describing a man, it's always the same criteria. And I've heard it a million times. He got to be 6 feet or taller. He got to be making over $100,000 a year. He has to be God-fearing. But it's always those same things. He got to be a provider. It's always those same things. Rarely do they talk about character. Rarely do they talk about his relationships with other people. How does he interact with his family? Rarely do they talk about his leadership skills. They rarely talk about any of that. They talk about those same few qualities. And I don't care how tall the woman is. I don't care what the woman's income level is. I don't care how many children she has. I don't care how many times she's been divorced. It'd be the same couple things that they lead with. And then anything additional just follows. So yeah, to his point, if we want to sit here and try to classify that as the top tier man, then he's right. Because according to a lot of these ladies that are looking for men today, a lot of these single women, that's what they're looking for. Those same couple things. How tall he is. This woman may be 5'1", but he got to be over 6 feet because she wear heels. It's the same thing. So if we have an issue with what he said in comparison to what she said, then we got to check some of these ladies out here who looking for these dudes, because that's what they say that they want every single time. And I done heard it a million times. See, shout out to Jennifer Williams joining us tonight. Appreciate you hopping on. She said people need to date in their pay grade. I was about to. Go ahead, Chloe. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. If you want to say, you go ahead, and we're probably gonna say the same thing anyway.
No, I'm gonna let you go and get it. Go ahead.
I'm glad you said that, Jennifer. You brought up something I wasn't even gonna mention, so I'm glad you said that. The interesting thing about that perspective is I don't agree or disagree with it. I'm just saying that the interesting thing about that perspective is this: men don't do that. If men only dated women who were at their pay grade, they'd be marrying a lot less of us.
Facts.
Because men out earn women. And I know women are making more money now. Yes, that's true. Some women have caught up, but still, in general, across the board, men still out earn women, and that includes Black men. They're still out earning women. So if men were to only date in their pay grade, right, then there would be a lot of women who are wonderful women, but wouldn't have a mate. Because men date down. The majority of the time, a man is dating down when we come to financial status. I'm not talking about personality at this point, right? So we have to really think about that when we say that. What does that really mean in practical terms?
Right. No, that's real right there. That's
Or are
real.
we only saying that because as women we feel that way? But if men did that to us, it would be a lot of us good women, and we would be without a man.
Real. That's real. That's real. Let me get these comments. Let's see. Vince said, just like the ladies led with the booty pic. Yeah, no, same thing. Yeah, same thing. The ladies who post the little thirst trap pic to get that attention of these men. I mean, same thing. So yeah, we gotta call it what it is. Let's see, Donovan. Let's see the modern woman will underrate that top tier gentleman as soon as he corrects her. You already know, man. You can't correct nobody. You can't correct nobody. But let me ask this. Then I'm gonna come over to Cole because I know Cole wanted to say something on this. Let me ask this real quick. So the young lady in the video, she just ran off a whole list. She ran off a whole list of stuff. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 9 things. She just ran off a whole list of stuff. My question would be, and let's say everybody drop a comment and let me know what y'all think. My question would be is where this dude at? Here, where this guy at? Because see, this is what's always interesting about this. Let's say, because I'm in a lot of conversations, I see a lot of content. I've seen ladies do what she just did before. Yeah, they run off this list, and to JU's point, this is all stuff that caters to what she wants. They run off this list, you know, this high value, top tier, however you want to label him. This top level guy. He's the character, he considerate, he's leading in love, he's doing this, he's doing that. So my question would be is why do y'all never have this guy? Yeah, if y'all can lay out all these things about what this guy do, clearly you've had this dude before. You've seen this dude somewhere. He done advertised himself. He done been on plenty of whatever these little sites is. He done been on Bumble somewhere. Like my question would be is why do you guys never secure this guy? If this is the guy, if you can lay out all these character traits of this top man, that this is what a real man is. He got all these qualities. Why do y'all never secure this guy? Like, why are y'all not married to this guy then? If y'all know what this dude looked like from beginning to end. You're like, somebody got to give me some insight on that. Because I've heard
Isn't
this
it the
before.
equivalent? It's the equivalent of, um, and everybody can relate to this, is someone who wants to be a millionaire, but yet they're making $50,000 a year. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but there's a certain person you have to be, a certain character you have to have, and there are certain skills you have to develop in order to acquire that $1,000,000. It's not going to fall out the air unless you have a lottery ticket, and even that takes effort. You have to go to the store and actually buy the damn thing. So you have a lot of women who don't even have a lottery ticket, which is a stupid gamble to take. But at least buy a lottery ticket so you can have the opportunity to win $1,000,000. A lot of women, they don't even want that. They don't buy the lottery ticket, which is a gamble, which is a 1 in a billion chance. And a better odds would be learning how to actually do what it takes to become a millionaire. But that actually takes work. That takes time. That takes effort on oneself. There's nothing outside of yourself externally you can do. You have to do that work internally. So developing the skills, putting in the 50 hours a week to do this, to do that, to move up the corporate ladder, to build that business from scratch. It takes time. So similarly, these people, they have an idealistic view of what they want. And it's good to have that want, that desire, right? They people talk about the think and grow rich and the secret, but they completely omit what it takes for that person to actually attract that $1,000,000 or that ideal relationship or that $1,000,000 man, for example. So what
But
she wants
Joe,
is right, but
Yeah, I get
it doesn't mesh with reality.
yeah,
It goes at odds with it.
yeah, but see, that's I think you just said it, and I think that's a part of the issue. And I'm coming to you, Cole, next. I think that's a part of the issue. It's not always to always good to want something that don't exist.
Fantasy.
Yeah, so we really got to think about this stuff. You can see this is why this process looks different. This is why this process looks different for men. See, men, we know that that long list of that stuff that young lady just ran off, that don't exist. So see, what men are going to do is they're going to say, okay, what's my goal? My goal is to be married and find a wife, start a family, and move forward. Then we're going to say, what are the key qualities that I'm looking for in this woman? It's not going to be 9, 10, 11 things. A lot of times it's going to be 5 and under core qualities that you're looking for in this woman. Then once you find a woman with those couple core qualities, then you're going to work with the rest. It's really that simple. You're going to work with the rest, because at the end of the day, you're looking for those core qualities because you know that those core qualities are the tangibles that you need in a successful relationship, marriage, and starting a family. Yeah, this young lady she may not, let me just be honest, she may not be in the best of shape. But if she's got those core qualities that you looking for, we can work with the shape part. We can go on, both of us gonna get in this gym and get it together. But see, it's like we have young ladies running down this whole list like of this idea, this perfect man, and it's like this dude don't exist. And then 2, if some dude is close to this perfect man description that y'all given, it's a good chance, and I'm gonna just keep it blunt, it's a good chance he might not be checking for you. Yeah, so we gotta start being honest about this thing and being realistic. Because I said some of this stuff that we doing, this is what's holding us up. Let me come to Cole, because I ain't want to leave you hanging, Cole. Cole, come off mute if you're still there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, to the video. So I did not fully agree with the lady's comments. I didn't fully agree with the man's comments. In terms of the female, I was okay with what she said up until when she said, I think a top tier man it's like all about her dreams. I don't get that because it's supposed to be a partnership, so I didn't agree with that. And
Right.
then I think she said there was something else she said right after that. I can't remember, but something else she said after that. I think it was the insult. I obviously didn't agree with that. In terms of the guy, like, to me he just seemed a little full of himself, because you're talking about, okay, I'm 6'4", I'm this background. Okay, those are physical traits, and you're saying you go after what the majority of these women are. No, you're talking about a subset group, and it's really starting to really disgust me with my community, because we're going after this small group that's very superficial and saying that it's the whole group. No, it's not. No, it's not. And it's really starting to, it's embarrassing. It's straight up embarrassing. And it's embarrassing where, for example, this week I had an interaction with another group, a guy who was from a different race, and he was giving his commentary on my community. I didn't get offended because I said, you got 2 minutes to say what you need to say. And what he said was obviously from aspects that he understood from media, and obviously hearsay from other people. So I'm like, if this is what other people are saying about our community and they're not even in it, like, I'm supposed to keep defending, saying that it's not. I mean, you keep with this garbage like it's true. So what are we doing? What
That's
are we
real.
doing? But it's really, really becoming disgusting on both sides. We need to get it together.
No, that's real. That's real. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And to your point, I think, we have to continue to be vocal about it, right? Yes, and I'll just give a quick example. I said, quick example, and I'm sure you guys have seen the show as well. You could just sit down and look at all of the young ladies who come on Kendra G show, like literally. And I'm talking about all different types of ladies, different backgrounds, different ages, different experiences, some kids, some no kids, some divorced, some never married, a plethora of young ladies or women. And still, even with the plethora and the spread, it's the same things. I don't care if she's 60. He got to be 6 feet. He got to be putting it down in the bedroom. He got to be making over 150,000. He got to be a provider. It's the same thing. So to your point, you know, this person that you had the interaction with, they seeing the same stuff.
Yeah,
And
like
see, the thing
we're the
is,
laughing stock community. That's what it is, and it's not
yeah,
a game no more. It's really not.
yeah, no, but see, the thing is we are the ones providing the content. Yep. See, if we weren't on there saying it, or we weren't on there thinking that way, then people couldn't say anything. But this is the mindset that we've adapted to. Like, this is what it's become. Like I said, we're at a point now where we may have a man who is making 50,000, but he is God fearing. He has great character. You know what I'm saying? He does show leadership qualities. He let's just say he's a Christian man, church going man. You know what I'm saying? He cares for women. He look out for his mama. He hold his family down. But then we'll come back and ladies will say they will pass that dude up because he ain't 6 feet.
But that's the same subset of women that's saying that. That's not the majority, and that's the problem. Separate the real from the bull crap. It's 70% bull crap and 30% trying to get it right.
But Nicole, I mean, I think the thing that we have to consider is that percentage is changing. See, this is what we're dealing with. Yeah, but I understand that when you talk about different subsets, yeah, those different subsets do exist. But see, what the part that we're not understanding is the mindset is bleeding through the subsets. So the subset that didn't used to say that, they're taking on some of that mindset. Yep, the
But why
subset that
though?
used say that again.
I guess why? Because you've given up, so you think, okay, because this greater percentage that's doing all this wrong, since they're getting the attention, you just need to do that. Like, so we stop holding our standard because we trying to get the same guy. Like, I don't know if that be the case. They'd told your race at that point. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but it's not changing the positive, like the right way to do things. That's not the solution. That's not.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think first part of the solution is we have to go back to understanding that it's not okay to acclimate to everything. Yeah, see, we used to feel that way. Yeah, you run into somebody on the street smoking some drugs. You was like, nah, I don't want that. Yeah, see, now we'd be like, let me try it. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of these folks on these social media platforms, these celebrities and what have you, and they got these top tier men, these ballers and all of this. So now you have a situation where some other ladies are seeing that and they saying, I want that too. Yeah, I want my man to be 6 feet. I want him to be making $500,000 and whatever else, regardless of what they got going on personally, right? So see, we have to understand that it's not okay to just acclimate to something just because that's what's thrown in your face. Yeah, that's one of the main things right there. Because I said we've become a community. If you're gonna keep it a buck, we've become a community of followers. Yeah, but a lot of us don't think for ourselves anymore. We fed things. Yeah, people are feeding to you how to dress. People are feeding to you what type of man you want. People are feeding to you that a man that's making $60,000 ain't enough for you. But if we actually think back, our grandmas, our mamas, they was with dudes making $60,000 and raised a whole generation that spawned another generation after them. But now that man is not enough. Yeah, we think back. We know a lot of grandmas and mamas, and they was with dudes that wasn't 6 feet tall, but had a whole family. He funded the family. Kids went to college, turned into attorneys and doctors and bankers and everything else. But now, because a man is not 6 feet tall, he not good enough. Yeah, so it's like we gotta think about what we're acclimating to. Yeah, we've acclimated to this stuff, and then we acclimate to this stuff we're fed, and then we want to call it a standard. Yeah, now that's my standard. So yeah, so going back to the video, we can't be mad at my man because he's saying he's 6'4". Yeah, the ladies are saying that the standard for the man that they want, he got to be 6 feet and above. I don't know, Cole. I don't know, Cole, that I think I heard you say that before. Or did you say he got to be taller than you?
What?
How did you say it?
I never said that. Hold on, sir, sir, sir. You know, I never said that. I have always said at least taller than me because no, I didn't. Excuse me. No, I did not. I clearly said that. One, my perspective is because I've actually dated short men, so my preference is that he can just be taller than me. And I did not say at least 6 feet. I just said taller than me. I said I prefer to look up, not down or anywhere else. Is what I said.
I was just messing with you, Cole. I was just messing with you. But let me be quiet for a minute. I see the comments blew up again. See y'all be doing these comments. Let me catch these comments up real quick, then I'm coming back to the panel. Let's see. Donovan said, what happened to just genuine natural attraction? I don't know, Donovan. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what just happened to the basics. I don't know. It's a good question, man. Let's see, J.U. Griffin. Remember, Quay. Let's see, he can't be overweight, even if she happens to be. Nah, you know they gonna hold us to it, J.U. They gonna hold us to it, man. See, Donovan said, my current significant other passed me up 30 years ago because I wasn't 6 feet tall. Wait, what? No, don't do it, Donovan. Don't do it. Let's see. Now I'm 2 inches taller than I was back in 10th grade. All right, I thought you was about to get something started. I'm gonna let that pass. Donovan.
Not too much. Not too much on my girl.
Right. Let's see. Joe said, "Ju facts." LOL. Yeah, no doubt. See, Jennifer Williams. See, Donovan Crawford. Shut up. Leave my girl alone. See, now they coming for you, man. Be cool, Donovan. Be cool. See, Kenyatta said, "Tell him, friend." Okay, man, y'all was over here going back and forth in these comments. See, even right. Let's see. I almost hit report comment. Let's see. Donovan said, "She's my girl. My girl." Okay. All right. You better clean that up. Man. All right. Let me check. Make sure I ain't miss nothing. Let's see. Men are not saying they need to change their standards, but much of the time, some of the modern women don't qualify for the standards that you are looking for. No, that still exists. Yeah, that still exists. Standards, there's nothing wrong with standards, but at the end of the day, what are your standards based on? It's really what it comes down to. All right, let me come back to the panel. Vince, Hirsch, Joe, Chloe, y'all want to say anything at all? Are y'all good right now? Just come off mute if you want to say something. Cole, if you want to say anything additional. Go ahead, Joe. Or Hirsch, sorry, my bad. Hirsch, go ahead, Hirsch. It's on you, then I'll come to Joe. Go ahead, Hirsch.
Okay, yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't subscribe to the labels. You know, I'm like kind of overall like the labels of tier this and high quality, high value.
Agreed.
I'm just over that. I mean, my thing is this. I'm old school, but I'm thinking like that. Isn't that a given? Like, ain't the person you're supposed to choose should be top tier or in your eyes?
Facts.
And that's the eye of, like, they know that saying the eye is in the beholder, or whatever that phrase is. You know what I'm saying? It's like all this like classification, like we're a car or something like that. You know, that has parts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. We're humans. We have different views. We have different beliefs. You know, my grandparents, they had their little main little bedroom, but they had separate rooms. Like, I remember my grandfather had another room with his own bed. I was always, when I was a kid, I was confused about like what is that all about, you know? But that's their thing. That was their thing, and that, you know, so it's like you can't just put something in one little jar and just say this is what it is and package it and say this is what you're supposed to do. This is what we're supposed to look for. I mean, there's people out there that prefer short men. There's people out there that prefer big women. I mean, and that's probably top tier for them. So
Right.
I'm just like exhausted by it, and so I just feel people that get into all that dialogue, like when I'm just person because I'm a male and I'm in the dating scene. If I hear a female start talking all that type of stuff, I go the other direction.
I feel you.
It's real talk.
No, that's real right there, man. I said at the end of the day, yeah, we don't subscribe to the labels either. Unless I know Chloe touched on that earlier. We don't subscribe to the labels either. At the end of the day, I'm with Donovan. He said that natural attraction. Yeah, we need to get back to the basics. Yeah, the basics is what has always worked. So all these titles and labels we try to drop on everything now, trying to categorize and all of that. Y'all keep all that. Joe, it's on you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like what Herschel said. I mean, he made it's the labels and things like that. Well, that's just social media. So that's just going to be what it's going to be. I don't think it's any different than how tabloid newspapers used to be back in the day. It's just sensationalized news on a much greater scale. And unfortunately, it's become much more prevalent because now instead of it being contained, it's worldwide. But to answer Donovan's question, at least I have my theories as to why I don't think um, people can just have genuine natural attractions. Basically because they got men thinking that they're women and women thinking that they're men. So, you introduce feminism into the mix, you introduce, I guess, what you would call toxic masculinity into the mix. And then you have both sides not having their hormones screwed up. I think a woman's supposed to have a high level of estrogen, man's supposed to have high level of testosterone, and that's where the natural attraction comes from. At least that's what I learned when I was in high school, 11th grade. That was just it. I didn't have to do anything extra to attract my tribe of women that was into me. But then you have a lot of men who don't have that energy, that character that that woman spoke of in the video, um, in order to be drawn to a man outside of his height and his money and his wealth and his status. So it's something internal that a woman looks for in a man that she has to feel. But a lot of men, unfortunately, they rely on external things to seek that validation from women, and then they struggle even with the things that they have. But it's really, I'm so 100% convinced it's a lack. It's very low testosterone. And with women, it's very low estrogen. Their testosterone has been increased while men's has been decreased. So now you have this mixed match of people, men who want to do 50-50, women who want to take leadership, women who want to talk ill of a man, and then man being too passive. So it's really backwards. It really comes down to hormones being screwed up on both sides due to diet, due to social engineering, due to the education that I remember receiving in public schools that I went to. But my father was the one who counterbalanced that because I had a father in the home. But a lot of young men didn't have that privilege, so they were indoctrinated with a lot of feminist or feminism ideas. So you have a lot of kids growing up backwards. They're upside down, both male and female. And so now they're both frustrated because they can't attract anyone naturally. So then you have to go outside the external things. The woman saying I have my degree, does not count for something. The man saying, well, I make six figures, does not count for something. But it counts for nothing. If a woman and a man doesn't have that natural, when you strip everything down, no clothes, no shoes, no cars, no money, none of that. It just comes down to what we experienced when we was in elementary school, middle school, high school. It's that natural raw attraction when you didn't have anything. Neither party had any clothes or money or anything. It was just raw, natural attraction. But then it's around that time where your hormones and your mindset starts to get screwed up. You start thinking backwards, and that's why we have the situation we have today.
No, I feel you. Appreciate that right there. Vince, I see you got that look, man. You ain't want to get nothing off your chest, or you good, man?
I'm just listening. I missed the first video, so I really didn't know what you guys were talking about until I kind of got the second one. But I think also that this whole settle word has our community messed up because I think men settle. And I think what that means for men is that we find the best thing and move on down the line.
Thanks.
Because men understand that we can't have what we want without a woman. I think, women have been programmed and understand that they can have everything they want without a man, including children. I've never heard a man say, my baby don't need a mama.
Never.
Now it happens, death, things of that nature happen, but we don't go into it saying my child doesn't need a mother.
Nope.
And I think that's the glaring difference, especially in our community. Our women don't need us. You hear it all the time. I don't need a man. I just want a man. I will prefer a man. But if I don't get one or if I don't have one, then I'll be happy.
So let me present that question, Vince, because I think that's the age-old question, and I need some lady to confidently lay it out. So I see we got a chunk of ladies in the comments. We got ladies on the panel. I'm gonna put this on Cole if she want to answer it. I need some lady to lay it out for me. Why do y'all say that? Yeah, why do y'all say that, and do y'all truly mean it when y'all say that y'all don't need a man? Yeah, what is behind that? What is the mindset with that? I'm just curious. Somebody let me know and keep it a buck because I want to know. Go ahead, Cole.
Okay, again, subset group speaking for the majority because this 30%, again, it's not saying that. And then the people that are saying it, unfortunately, again, other subsets are saying it for different reasons. But ultimately, I think they all will kind of say, well, maybe a certain situation or some type of interaction with the guy has forced me to think that way.
Interesting.
But again,
So,
subsets speaking for the majority.
So okay, so then why is it not translated that way? So if the woman had an interaction with a particular guy, you know, something didn't go right, something happened, what have you, right? And she felt like I don't need this dude or whatever. Why is that not the communication? Because that's not the communication we hear. We always hear, I don't need a man. I can do what y'all say. I can do bad all by myself, all that stuff. So why is that not the communication? I had a bad experience with this dude, because of our interaction. Now I feel like I don't need a man. Like, why is that not what's said? Because that's not what we hear.
Because we're not having honest, heartfelt, transparent communication, which is the root of the whole relationship issue. We're not bringing our heart to it to solve the real problem.
Okay, now I feel that right there. Let me check these comments. Let's see. Yada said a woman told me, she was too young to be a wife. However, she has 3 children by 2 different men. Where does that make sense? Yeah, I can't make that make sense, Kenyatta. I don't know. That's interesting right there. Yeah, I can't make that one make sense. Appreciate that comment. Let's see. Joe's going at Donovan. He said, let's see, I would never want to settle for any woman. I would only want to live life with the woman that I want in the door, not someone who's good enough. Okay, Joe. I feel you. Donovan said, let's see, it isn't communicated for the fear of exposure, of mismanagement, and failed accountability. Yeah, I knew that word was coming, man. I knew that word was coming. Go ahead, Chloe.
I have a question. So first I have a theory and then I want to ask the guys a question, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask the question to the guys and let y'all think about that while I give my theory to answer your question, Quay. My question is this. Quay, you mentioned earlier about a man saying, he's going to look for a certain core set of traits and character traits that a woman would have, and as long as she has those character traits, then he can work with everything else. And then Vince, you also kind of mentioned that a man understands that he may have to settle because he knows that in order to have the type of life that he wants and the things he wants out of life, that he needs a woman to be able to have those things, right? So my question to you guys is, can you guys, from a male perspective, explain what that means when you say settling and how you look at that, right? Like, because, Joe made a point about not wanting to settle for someone who's just good enough, right? So when you say settling, are you saying that in a sense, someone who's just good enough, or is it more of how would you guys explain that, right? So I want the guys to answer that. But before we go there, I want to try to answer Quay's question. I am not a woman who has ever said that, so I get where Cole is coming from. I am not a woman who has ever said I don't need a man, because I know it's ridiculous. But I've told you guys on the panel before, and this is my theory, that a lot of times women will say these things because they know that it's a low blow and it's a pot shot at men, right? They know that if they can make you guys feel like they don't need you, then it does something, or they're thinking it will do something for you guys' ego. That it's almost like taking a shot at you guys. It's hidden below the belt. It's hurting you guys' pride and your ego to say, I don't need a man. I can do it for myself. Right? I also agree with Cole that it is coming from a place of trauma. A lot of these men have experienced some level of trauma. I mean, women, I'm sorry, have experienced some level of trauma. And I think that that is also a part of it. So I think they're speaking from the trauma, like they've had these bad experiences. And instead of just saying, this is because of a bad experience that I've had, and owning it and taking accountability and saying, I've done some things in the past, I've chosen poorly, or I've been mistreated even. Sometimes it's not always intentional. Like sometimes you can get in a relationship and it just doesn't work out and you wear the scars from that and you haven't healed. You haven't done the work. So now every other man is, I don't need that in my life, right? I don't need a man. So I think that those two things are true. Sometimes I think women are saying that and they know that it's not true. They know they actually need a man. And even more than that, they want one. They want one. But they're getting frustrated because they can't get the man that they want. And so they say, I'm single because I'd rather be by myself. I don't need a man.
Okay. I appreciate that right there. Let me get this comment, then we'll go ahead and respond to what you were asking. Let's see. Eva Wright said, let's see. Let me go on record and say I've never said that or thought it. Let's see. In my opinion, those that say stuff like that, let's see, don't have a man. Most of the women in my family are single and say that. I watched how they moved when I was a youngin' and decided not to move like them. Okay, now we appreciate you doing something a little different, Eva Wright. I just wanted to understand what was behind it and why it gets said. All right, so fellas, we'll go ahead and respond. Go ahead, Vince. I see you coming off, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say, man, before I lost my train of thought. I look at the word settle as in comparison to the word settlement. It means to come to an agreement. Just like if I get hit by a car and I go to court and I think I deserve $3 million. You know, I broke my leg. I had to lay up in the hospital. I can't get a job. I think I deserve $3 million. But my insurance tell me I'm gonna give you 2.3. Now, am I gonna drag it out and not get nothing? Or am I gonna settle for 2.3, which will probably still get me where I need to be? So I think that's the issue of the settle word. Settle just means to come to an agreement. It doesn't mean take lesser than. It means to come to an agreement. And see, men think with a logical mind in general. Just like going to and I always use a car dealership because that's a good example of what you qualify for. Because there's certain things that you have to have to get what you want. You go in there, I might want the Honda off the showroom floor. But my credit is bad. I don't have the job time. And I don't have a trade-in. So I might have to go to the used car lot and get me a nice 2014 Acura Accord if I need to get to work. Or am I gonna say, well, no, I'm not gonna settle for that. I want the one off the showroom floor, but I never had the qualifications to get that one off the showroom floor. Men understand that. So yeah, you might say, I want a beautiful, young, no kids, cook every day, clean every day. And you might get one that might not clean like you wanted to, but she can cook. You might get one that's totally agreeable, but she don't want to work. You might get one that want to work, but she don't want to clean. And you settle. You say, okay, well, what's the best deal for me? Because I want some kids, I want some legacy, and I don't want to be alone. And you move on down the road. But ladies will say, I would rather have nothing.
Mm.
I'd rather go give me a little Pekingese and play, and play the smash game because you're still gonna have sex with somebody. So I just have sex with the guy, but he ain't good enough to marry because a lot of these ladies be capping. Oh, he got to be 6 foot, 6 figures, but your baby daddy was the dope guy living in his mama's basement. But now all of a sudden you got to have 6, 6, and 6. What your baby daddy look like though? What your ex boyfriend look like though?
Yeah, that's real. No, I appreciate that right there, man. That sums it up. I'll respond to this as well. Chloe, I know you presented the question. I don't even really consider it. Hit your mute for a minute, Joe. You had some
Okay.
noise coming through. Hit your mute for a minute. I don't even consider it settling, to be honest with you. I think for me, from my perspective, it's more of being realistic. Yeah, but at the end of the day, there's no such thing, in my opinion, as 100%. That just don't exist. Yeah, but it never has existed, in my opinion. And I said I always like to use, to even along line with Vince, I like to use cars as an example. Yeah, you can go to that car lot and you can go buy that BMW, spend that 120,000, and you think you got that 100%. You think you done got the top of the line. And as soon as you get that thing on the road and spin them tires out, you be like, man, the tires ain't hitting on this thing. Yep, it's always gonna be something else. It's always going to be something else. I think we like to describe it as the grass is green on the other side. It's always going to be something else or something better or something you can add to it or something custom you can add to it. That's always going to exist. Yeah, but I think when it comes to commitment and marriage, men take a more realistic approach. Yeah, once again, it comes down to core characteristics, core properties. Yeah, but is he attracted to the young lady? Does she have a nurturing mentality? You know what I'm saying? Is she nice? Yeah, fellas even work with a young lady who don't know how to cook. He like, hey, if you meet in this core, I can work with that. We'll figure that part out. You know, like I said, this young lady might not even be in shape like that. But if you got this other stuff, we'll figure out this shape. Like I said, me and you about to hit this Planet Fitness and get it together. But see, that's how guys think. But to Vince's point, young ladies will have this long list of stuff. And if they don't hit all 20 things on the list, then they'll just say, I'll be by myself. And that's wild. Because if we're going to be honest about it, you ain't going to feel that way when you get 50. You ain't going to feel that way when you get 60 and 70 and 80 and it really start hitting. You ain't going to feel that way. Yeah, we talk that stuff now because everybody working these jobs, making this money. They think they invincible, think they on top of the world. But when life start lifing, you ain't gonna want to be by yourself. Yeah, but see, that's the problem. See, we living in this world where we have all these material things that allow us to feel like we invincible. Like we don't need nobody. Like we can do it ourselves. We can do this, do that. But see, what we don't want to be honest about is if one of those things, any one of them things get knocked out from under us, we hurt. Yep. So yeah, fellas, we just more realistic about this thing. Like I said, I don't even want to call it settling. We just more realistic about what really exists out here and what we can get. Yep. And we also know if we not coming at a certain level, there's gonna be certain ladies that we just not gonna be able to get. And that's just what it is. Yes, we say it might not be on your level. It's just certain ladies that you see, that you interact with, that you know, and you be like, nah. And I said, I know Vince, I know you know what I'm talking about. We see them and we be like, nah, I ain't coming hard enough on this one. So let me go and let her go and do what she do. And that's
I
just
don't
what it is.
understand that mindset. I don't get it,
Go
but I
ahead, Joe.
respect it. Now, I'm just saying, I mean, I don't understand the mindset, but I get it and I do respect it. Um, Vince's, analogy about the settlement with the car dealership, um, that's definitely one way of looking at it. I would say that in a lot of cases, unfortunately, that when I think of settlement, it is in fact exactly what I say it is because I know friends personally who settle for um, girlfriends or wives that they don't really want, but because that's who was on offer to them at the time, that's what they settled for. So they took lesser than what they wanted ideally for themselves. So the woman in the relationship may be happy, but he may not be. He's content. And I guess that's you could be that way. For me, if I'm going to be in a relationship with a woman, especially when it's about marriage, I want to be I want to look forward to waking up with her every morning and seeing her every day. I don't want to be, she's not what I really wanted, because that's always going to be in the back of a man's mind, even if he makes the logical choice that I'm settling for less because she has all these other qualities I'm looking for, but she doesn't have this. Okay, well, you know, 1 + 1 = 2. The math adds up. It's not everything I want, but I'll take this. But then you have the other segment of men who can afford a Bentley. They can afford it, but the Honda salesman has a much better argument. They're stronger in their persuasive skills and ability. These are a lot of these women out here who are telling these men, hey, this is the kind of woman you can get. Look at me. I'm that woman. But that man is now being brainwashed into thinking that, well, this is the kind of woman I can get. I mean, how many men do we know who we look at them and look at the type of woman they're with, we go like, they could have got with someone much more better or much more in their pay grade, so to speak, than the woman that they got. Everyone can see it but that man. But there was something psychologically that had to happen where maybe his upbringing, maybe the way he was raised, maybe the school system, society, whatever, that lowered his self-esteem so much so to the point where he believed that he won, that he got the best he could possibly get. So yes, you have men who settle and they're more, I guess, logical or reasonable. They say, well, it's not my 10, but I'll settle for a 9. But then you have a lot of men who are themselves 10s who settle for a 5, and they're convinced in their head, well, this is what's available to me. So I think it's a beating up of the self-esteem and self-worth of man. And it starts at a very young age. Um, because in my mind, I can and will have everything that I want and desire in a woman. Now, it's not too unreasonable. I want her to be the sun, stars, and the moon, or something that's out astronomical, like all these list of things. It's not necessarily a list of things I'm looking for. What I want is if I'm going to be with a woman for marriage, to death do us part, then I want it to be where it makes sense where I'm matching up with this woman because she is my equivalent in a way, um, in which we both have the same values and share the same ideals. And I'm not compromising on that in any way. If I feel like I have to compromise for her, then that's not going to be good for her because I'm never going to truly love her the way that I would love a woman I whom I truly desired, and vice versa for the woman. I think it's dangerous for a woman to say, well, she's been with this, like Vince pointed out. Oh, he got with this type of guy, she got with this type of guy, and she gets into her 30s, and now she wants to get with this type of guy. It sounds noble on the surface. Oh well, she's come to her senses because she's getting a more realistic guy. But what is she? She's never going to be truly satisfied. She will give the appearance of such. Oh, I went to church, I changed my ways, and I'm no longer pursuing the guys that I'm really attracted to. I'm going to get this guy who, he's good enough. I'll settle for that. And for us as a man, I would not want a woman to settle for me if I'm not her ideal, if I'm not her first. So I guess that's just my mindset and the way I approach it. And then lastly, I've been around women who made way more money than I have, who had higher social study than I had, status than I have, and I've never had that oh I'm not qualified to talk to her or speak to her or approach her. That's just been my experience, but I've found overwhelmingly that the majority of men do feel that way about themselves. Oh, I'm not in her caliber. I'm not in her league. I'm not in her pay grade. Therefore, I'm not going to even try. He may very well be in her pay grade, in her league, in her caliber, but because he's taken himself out of the game, because he believes I should be realistic. I should settle for something that's in my league. He doesn't know that that woman was looking for him all along, but because of his low self-esteem, it will never be. So I say, aim for the sun, aim for the stars, and you know, you hit something close to where you want to be, as opposed to, well, the grass, it's just easier to just kind of hop over the fence.
Wait, what? What? Hold on, man.
Bruh.
I'm not even gonna say that because the man is ready to get this. So I'm just gonna mute.
So wait,
That was a great
wait,
question, though, Chloe.
wait, hold on. You know what? Let me let 'cause I see Hurst like he ready to get Hurst. Let me let you get first shot. I see Vince was ready too. Go ahead, Hurst. You got first shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going into Joseph or nothing like that. I'm just gonna say, I'm just get another perspective of something like. So, for example, for me, I've been married before, and my ex-wife, like, I'll just be, not dissing or nothing like that. She wasn't the woman of my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like the fast, like fantasy. If I picture like what a woman to be, but I loved every part of her. You know what I'm saying? I loved her
Right.
being, I loved her features. I loved her face. I loved her eyes. She had her own beauty where, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, it goes back to the what Vince was saying about like it's a settlement. It's like, I fell in love with this person. You know what I'm saying? Even though the imagery of what I thought was as an ideal woman, that I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the image. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way to look at it. Where I think, at a certain extent, we all, male and female, to a certain extent, have that settlement. We do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's women that do that too all the time. I'm sure every single woman, they may not agree about it, about loud, but they probably said something about their partner, like, he's like this, but it's I can live with that. It's no big deal. We all do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it doesn't mean like you just throw it all away. You just say because it's not like this Barbie doll top model that you know what I'm saying. That's just my view. Like I said, I'm not knocking anybody what they're saying. I'm just saying that's just how from my own experience in my life. You know what I'm saying? How I got married, and it wasn't like that. It wasn't like where it's like, I said, well, she doesn't have this feature or she doesn't have that. So you know what? Just, let me not mess with that. No, we became friends. We became best friends, and she was attractive to me, and in her own way. And I fell in love with her. She fell in love with me for us to get, to get married, and it was fine. It was good. So I think that's how the majority of people get married. That's my opinion.
I appreciate that, man. Go ahead, Vince.
Okay.
Nah, I'm a very confident guy. But there's levels to this. I had a conversation with a couple guys that I work out with, and we were talking about Rihanna. And they were saying, oh man, I got a shot with Rihanna. I'm just a man, he just a man. We up. And I'm looking like, bro, are you serious? You ain't got no shot with Rihanna? Oh well, I'm a man and she a man. Not mind you, no homo, but these are some attractive guys. When we go places, we turn heads. My one friend, he looks like Tank, man. Taller than the other guy. He's a nice little guy. He's my trainer, so he's buffed up. But I'm like, come on, fellas. First of all, y'all don't even have the same lifestyle. The places she go, you can't even afford the tip. How long you think that gonna last? Now you might one off and smash. That has always happened. You might one off and get you a Holly Berry one night. You just got lucky. She was ready to get it, and you was there. But how long you think really that's gonna last when she's going to Paris and the tip is $1,000, and you ain't even paid a bill worth $1,000? Come on now. Oh well, I'm a nice guy, and she's gonna be. That's not going to last. There's levels to this. So that's my
Yeah,
point to that. And then my other point is we all are going to have to make compromises. Nothing is going. I mean, and yes, some of us are lucky and blessed to find the person of our dreams that fits it all, but most of us ain't gonna get that. We
that's
just
real.
not
Yeah,
because we wait too long. It's too much baggage. We just need to go ahead and settle for that nice 2017 Honda Accord and go to work. Shit.
no, that's no, that's real. That's real. That's real. Go ahead, Chloe.
I was just gonna say this too, right? I think that we also have to keep in mind that And I think Hirsch had touched on this earlier, that the saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So with that being the case, someone else's 5, right, is your 10, and their 10 is your 5, right? So you might be looking at them and you be like, oh, you can do better than that. And the whole time they're like, but this is me. I like this. This me. This what I want right here, right? So we have to keep that in mind, right? Everybody doesn't hold the same standard. So while we're saying someone may have settled by our own opinion, that doesn't necessarily mean that's how they feel about that. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna go there. Some of the girls that y'all say is so fine, like y'all, we done pulled some girls up on this panel. We done talked about some women on this panel. We done showed some videos. And some of them girls that y'all have said were just so fine and was worth all your money and you pay for their gas and all of that, them girls busted. Yeah, I be seeing them girls without the filter, without the makeup, and them girls busted. They don't look any more pretty than the average girl that come up on this panel. They are not fine like that. But y'all fall all over them girls. And I'm like, this is what I mean. In your mind, that's beautiful, right? But to another guy, he's looking at her and he can see through all that. And he's like, she's average at best. So it's always going to be somebody that you feel is the pinnacle for you. And another person is like, that person is just average. Like, what's so special about that person? Because at the end of the day, it's not settling, right? It's not that. It's compromise. You are going to have to compromise. If y'all want to change the language, we could do that to make you feel better about it. But it's compromise, because rarely, just like Vince said, it's very, very rare that you find the person of your dreams. That is a rare thing, right? But what ends up happening is you fall in love and that person becomes the person of your dreams. So the few little things that maybe you would have changed about them, all of a sudden that stuff doesn't even bother you anymore, because the other traits that they have are so overwhelmingly what you like about them, what you love about them, that you forget about the stuff that they don't have. It's fine. You can work around it. It's cool. It doesn't matter anymore. Right? But that's what happens when you actually get to know a person first before you get into a situation where y'all sexting or whatever happens and some feelings involved, and you get to know a person, right? Because really you should be falling in love with that person before you get physical with them. And that's just the truth. Because once you get physical with somebody, it muddies the waters and it's hard to tell either way. So I think if we change the language, maybe this is a situation where we have to stop saying settling. People sensitive now. It's everybody real sensitive, So we got to stop saying settling and say compromise.
Yeah, we can do that. We can call it compromising if you want. Let me sum
I
this
don't
up.
like that either. I don't like that word either.
Let me sum this up real quick, because I want to just give this some clarification. The other piece that I have to make sure I include in this is when you get to a certain level of experience, when you get to a certain age, when you've seen some life, you get to a point where you understand that what you need is more important than what you want. Yeah, see, a lot of times we just focused on what we want. Yep, and see, want can be driven by something you was fed. Want can be driven by what's going on at the moment. But what you need is a lifetime. Yeah, we'll say we want this person who think like us. No, that may not be what you need. Yeah, you may need the person that's going to balance you out. You may need the person that's going to have the opposite perspective of what you have. Yeah, but that's the missing piece. Yeah, we put too much priority around what we want, not realizing that a lot of what we want is fed to us. Yeah, we don't realize that we've been fed things, and these become what we want. Yeah, we've been fed that when I go to school and I go get this job and start making this money, I got to go out here and buy me a BMW or a Mercedes. We've been fed that. Yeah, most of us know owning them type of cars is a whole headache. Well, we've been fed that. Yeah, we've been fed once I get to a certain financial level, I got to go buy a house that's $500,000. We've been fed that. Yeah, we've been fed every time I take a vacation, it's got to be on some island somewhere off in the middle of Jamaica and whatever. We've been fed this stuff. Yeah, from a male perspective, we've been fed certain type of women. If I got to go get this type of chick, her hair got to be down her back. It's got to be bone straight. She got to be light skinned. She got to be hazel eyes. I remember back in the day, she got to be hazel eyes. She got to be black mixed with Asian. She got to be Blackanese. She got to look like Chili from TLC. Like, we was fed this stuff. So that's the type of woman I want. Yep, on the female side, they've been fed things. Yeah, he can't be no less than 6 feet. He got to make 150,000 before taxes. He got to do this. He got to do that. They've been fed all of these things. Now that becomes what they want. And see, that becomes our problem. Yeah, most of those things we've been fed, they're not tangible. They're not sustainable. So when you get to a certain point and you understand what's really important is what you need. If I need somebody to come here and balance me out, I need somebody when I'm over here hitting a low point, she know how to get me back up to where I need to be. Yeah, the ladies understand when when they go in a situation, they need a man who's gonna be able to hold them down and get them some structure and get them that stability that they need, that they really don't need to be doing it all bad by themselves and all of this nonsense that we done took on. Yep, that's when it get real. Yeah, when you understand that needing is more important than what you want. Yep, that's when things get realistic. That's when it don't matter. When you see people, it don't matter if they driving a $90,000 car. They go get their $40,000 car and they get them back and forth to work and they go make their money. Because they figured out that it don't matter how big the car note is. It matters, can they get the goal or he achieve the goal that they're trying to achieve. Then you get to the point where you start saying, I don't even want a brand new car. I want to use one because I know as soon as I take that thing off the lot, it lose all the little value that it had. That's when it get real. That's when you start to understand what it really looked like. So yeah, I think once we understand that piece, that it's important to focus on what you need versus what you want, then I think a lot of us will get a lot farther. Go ahead, Vince, then I'm going to take us to another one. Go ahead.
You know, one quick thing, just my life experience. I think that some women want a certain man that earns a certain amount of money, but they don't understand the job that man is.
Right.
Most of the men that I know who make that type of money, they need a helpmate. It's very rare that you go get a Jay-Z and Beyonce and see they fuck the game up. Usually that doesn't work. Because where's the time that you're going to spend together? If you both work at 80, and that's how she starts sleeping with the male guy and he starts sleeping with his secretary because y'all so into y'all careers. Somebody got to play the back seat. Somebody has to play the passenger seat. And I'll use the example of a lot of our younger athletes. I don't think they dating others because they're others. I think they might be dating others because those others understand how to fit into that man's program. And so many of our ladies want our own thing. You ain't gonna be telling me what to do. I got my own career. Them other ladies is going to Panera and getting them a sandwich and some soup and making sure it's hot. Them knees start hurting, baby. Let me put some ice packs on it. Baby, what you need from me? How can I fit into your program? Our daughters ain't really raised like that. They in college to get their own degree. They want their own career, which is admirable and fine, but you can't hate on the person for getting what he wants. He want a helpmate. He wants somebody there who's at the house. Y'all don't want to be at the house. Oh girl, I don't know why you don't work, Chloe. Ooh, Remy, I don't know. I couldn't just stay in the house. But y'all understand the type of man that y'all got.
He gonna cheat. He gonna leave you. What you gonna do?
So actually, the guy who might make a little bit less money is probably what you need, but you can't respect him enough. And that's the quagmire, and that's the problem that I see with her. They want to serve, but you don't want that. You don't want to be a helpmate. You don't want to be. This 2024. He ain't gonna be telling me what to do. But then the $50,000 guy can't take you to Jamaica when you want to go. So what you gonna do?
It's like, why do they want to work so badly? That's what I don't understand. I was thinking, I'm like, do they know that how hard it is to
Don't
make
say
money?
that, Joe.
Like,
There's a
Cole
level.
looking at you. Don't
I'm
say
gonna
it.
tell you why.
doesn't make any
Because
sense.
Cole
there
ready.
is a level. Because I do understand that in our culture, there's a lot of distrust for our men. First of all, if you haven't seen the girl he left and it's pumped to us. Everything we see on TV, the rich man is always the abuser. The rich man is always the cheater. The rich man is always the one that's gonna leave you with the kids. So there's a sense of I gotta have something for myself. I gotta have a backup plan.
But you
Which
also have, I'm
which
sorry,
we
you also
have
have
to.
kings and queens. You have a lot of television shows that depict average men as bumbling fools. The Simpsons, Kings and Queens, a lot of the talk show hosts. So you have a lot of that. If they're talking about that again towards rich people or rich men, which is not, it's not that's not true. And we know that that's the way they also talked about average men who make average income on TV. Then you have the issue where they don't want the average man because of that programming of all those years in music saying you don't want this type of man, you want this type of man, the higher. So they demonize the rich man, they demonize the average man, and so where else can they go? Poor
Go
man,
ahead,
I don't
Cole.
know.
I
Broke
know. I
man,
know
homeless
Cole ready
man.
to respond to you, Joe. Go ahead, Cole. I know you ready. Go ahead.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just not for the nonsense today.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. How you just go? Wait.
Oh my God!
Speak your piece, girl.
Get it off your chest, Cole.
I'm just not for the nonsense. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
So what you want us to hear? I clearly I can tell you wanna just lay it out. I'm gonna get it up out of you, Cole. Go ahead, lay it out. What you want to say?
I just said it. I'm not for the nonsense. I'm not for the hypothetical. Like,
I don't know what's holding you up. Go ahead and say it. Let me hear. No, hold on. Let me get you ready.
I want to hear.
no, I'm not. I'm just. That's all I'm saying.
So wait. Is you saying we saying nonsense, or you saying certain people saying nonsense, or you done heard some nonsense?
Just be a little realistic with the examples. Like, this is a real topic, and
Okay, so hold on.
Well,
I gotta.
communicate, my sister. Explain yourself. We need some communication.
Come
Come
on,
on,
girl.
Cole. We ain't gonna let it go, Cole. So you better come on and say it.
You
We
gotta
having a
explain it.
conversation.
I'm not understanding this example that was just given. Like, where are we explain where are we going with that?
Which
What
one?
example?
Which example?
Joe's just example. Like, where are we going with that?
What, the one about women wanting to work? Which one?
I guess all of it. Just maybe play it back because I'm trying to see where you.
We
What part?
live. I can't play it back. We
No,
live.
wait, not you. I'm talking about Joe.
Joe, run
Okay.
that back because it was something you.
We live.
It was something you said,
Very
Joe.
last
That
thing you
ain't
said.
sitting right, man. Go and run some of that back, Joe.
Yeah,
She ain't
yeah.
like it, man.
You said, but the very last thing I said about me not understanding why women insist on wanting to work so badly and then being miserable in most cases when they do so, if they have a man who's willing to and wanting to provide uh, for that family. Is that one or the point I made earlier?
Yeah, let's. I guess we could start from the top and work our way back.
Is this it right here? Eva Wright said the example was to defend women that don't work, and it came off as if a woman wants to work, like something basically like something's wrong with a woman working. Is that what you had a problem with, Nicole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Eva was hearing this. She said, "What's wrong with a
Yeah.
woman working if she can balance home too?" Is that
The type of
it?
work. There's always
Yeah.
gonna be work. If she's working at home, I'm talking about the type of work, right? So like the grueling, the 50, 60 hours a week, the stuff that they for some reason I don't know. Like I don't glamorize it. I do it because I can do it and I have to do it. But then you have women that's like, oh, you don't have to, but you choose to. And then the man don't want to be with those women who work those kind of hours. Then they get mad at those men who don't accept those women who work those kind of hours. Then they're forced to go with the men who don't work very much. So to me it's confusing. I mean, maybe I'm just as confused as you, Nicole. But
I
to
mean,
me, it just
I'm
seems
gonna
like it
just be
makes
honest. I
sense.
think it's just stupid because the economy is what it is. And you can't control what type of job you like. What happens in your field of work? Like, so basically, you saying men don't want to date a nurse because she work around the clock, or she might travel. Like, what? Again, what are we saying? Like,
No, but there are issues with it. Oh, there are
Can I
issues with it.
explain it a little bit? Can I explain it as
yeah.
a senior here on the panel?
Go ahead, Vince. Go ahead.
The issue is that in these 50-50 situations, you hear
Mm-hmm.
more women say, I'm doing it all. I still feel like I'm single because I have to work and I have to come home and cook and I have to do this and I have to do that. And I think that the problem is that there's no balance with that situation. And the reason why I'm saying is this to say that most women want a certain type of earning man. Those type of men, in my opinion, just in my own experience, they need more so of a helpmeet to get along with their program. The Cosby Show was realistic in a sense, but the answer is that, and I think the problem that we have is we don't build together. So I
Exactly. That's
don't think
community in the
that
home. Like,
But I don't think that that will work in today's society because if he's a doctor and she's a lawyer and he got a kid, she got a kid, they might when are they going to really come together? That's when the cheating becomes because they're not spending. People say, "Oh, well, we grew apart." I hear that all the time. "Oh, well, we grew apart." Well, I said, "Well, how much time did y'all spend together? What was y'all plan to build together? You over here and she over here. Ooh, I'm working so hard, but then I understand it. And even in my own marriage, I make sure that I give Remy a sense of independence where she don't have to come to me for everything. Because she had her own life before me. She has her own kids before me. She has things that she wants to do that always don't include me. And I don't really have to know about it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? She don't come. I need $5. I make sure you got what you need to do
mm-hmm.
what you need to do, and I make sure that I give because I understand that there's a sense of independence that women do need. My wife is a little different because, as I said, she come from marriage, so she don't really need that. Just as an example, this whole and I know you don't want to bring it up, Quay, but I got to bring it up because
Go
it's too
ahead.
much. This whole don't care what your partner think. You got to do what you got to do for you, sister. My wife gonna roll with me because she understands that I know what's best for our family, and I got her best interest at heart. First of all, not even my own best interest, but her best interest. So she don't have to feel like, oh, if a man not listening to you, your partner isn't listening to you at home. You got to do what you got to do, sister, and fuck with your partner. Then can't even respect us enough to call us her husband. And you wonder why some of these men don't want to vote for your ass. Because real men are not going to be disrespected, Miss Obama. I might not have a big, wait a minute, I might not have a big D, but I got big D energy.
Wait a minute.
I left my mama's house at 15. I left my mama's house at 15. I ain't never drove no woman's car. I ain't never lived with a woman. You talking about a real man that understand the one thing that I have to do is protect and provide. And your administration ain't providing. I'm paying $30 for a Happy Meal.
For real.
I can't afford the house. If I had to buy the house I live in right now, I have to pay $900 more. That's my thinking. And that's the problem. Has absolutely nothing to do. And the disrespect, and I got to get this off my chest, Quay. And the
Get it off, man.
disrespect to say black men, I'm going to say under 60, we were raised by our women. Our teachers were women. I'm pretty sure the black church has more female pastors than any denomination. So for you to come, well, y'all ain't voting because she black and a woman. What? Maybe we just feel like she might not be qualified. Has nothing to do with her being a woman or her being black. And see, I'm just the man to say that because I don't stand on no code. I don't pander. I don't simp. So y'all ladies gotta say, and see that's yeah, Obama. Miss Obama told y'all. Yeah, Barack. Yeah, I don't want to have to call Michelle on you. My mama respected me. My mama knew how not to get out of line. So I just the whole disrespect, then to come with this bush. Oh, well, we gonna give y'all some weed. Some weed dispensaries.
Sorry.
What?
We might clip this up, man.
I just don't like, and
That's the clip.
we sit there and just
Friday drop.
let the disrespect just go on like it ain't nothing. Yeah, when she told y'all, you think that's what boys do. Boys let and maybe that's who she was talking about. Maybe she was talking about the grown son that lived in his mama's basement. Come on, Junior, we got to go to the polls and vote. Maybe that's what she was talking
Whoa. Come
Hold
on,
on, is that
Mr.
JR? JR, man, where you?
Come on, Junior. Come on, you got to get up, baby. Let's go vote.
Oh, that's what he said.
Wait,
you know we got to vote for the sister, the AKA.
Man, he
The
was.
one
Wait, hold on.
Oh my God!
The one who talking about black men and ain't married to one.
Right. We ain't gonna do it, Vince.
Raising some white man's kids.
We ain't gonna do it, Vince. We're gonna hold it there, Vince. Hold it there. JR,
we
he
vote
wasn't
for?
talking about you directly, man. He wasn't talking about you, JR.
I feel better now.
Oh no.
No, that's why we here. You gotta get it off your chest. Go ahead, JR.
Yeah, hi everybody. Sorry I'm late.
It's all good. What's up, man?
What happened. I think the clock went back last week, so I think I got the times wrong. So when I came in, I thought it was like about 10 minutes late or something. I see it's like hour and 15. I'm thinking, damn, how did I not see this? But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. And I've just been listening and whatnot. And
yeah, just obviously from what people have been saying in the last bit here, I don't think it's a case of um, men don't want women to necessarily not work. I think it's a case of like, people keep saying like, the balance. And, I always say every show that today we have like the biggest, cheat code where you can actually work from home from your, devices and whatnot, So of course it's not easy to just sit there and be at home, make money, because obviously you got to figure it out. But it's more a case of let's, put something into plan. And instead of you as a woman, my woman, going out there and breaking your back for like, 6 to 8 hours a week, whatever it is, how about you break your back and build something for yourself, for the family, and you get to do that within your own, safety, you're comfortable and whatnot, So I think that's more what guys are saying, where we just don't want you to go out and kill yourself. Can we find a different solution? That's easier for the family unit type of vibe. So rather than you going out there and just killing yourself and the family unit is not, being looked after or taken care of, and getting shown that love that it should be for both the kids and the man, and for yourself as a woman, because like Mr. Vince highlighted, you spend that time apart, things happen, we start blaming each other, it gets messy, and that's what we're saying, that we want to avoid that type of stuff. So let's figure something out, put a plan on the table, and make it easy for you as the woman, because the workload that you're complaining about, you're saying that you want to be at work and look after the kids. Come on now. We're saying why do you want to do that? We're not saying, you shouldn't be a doctor, you shouldn't be a lawyer, but why do you want to do that? You build something for yourself, or help us get to long money together, and you get to benefit off that.
That's real. Appreciate that. Let me get this comment. Then I'm gonna come back to the panel. See, J.U. Griffin said, I think what the issue is that some women want a top tier result from an average relationship. Let's see, they often want 50-50 in every part of the relationship, with the exception of the providing part. Okay, so J.U. saying they want 50-50 in everything other than the money. Okay. All right, I appreciate that comment right there. All right, so go ahead, Chloe. Now I'm gonna come back to Cole. Go ahead, Chloe.
Just to kind of piggyback to taking it back to what Cole, was talking about. I think the real thing here is, first of all, I think it's more of a preference thing, right? Like the men on the panel are just saying, we want to understand why, if a man can afford you that type of lifestyle, if he can, right? Because we know every man is not financially in a situation where he could do that anyway, right? So we're talking about if you're in that situation. And let's just be honest, for the women, because this isn't all women, Cole has pointed that out, this is not all women, but for the women who are asking for a man to be making 100K plus, okay, so if you're asking for a man to be in a certain tax bracket and have a certain level of income, then why are you still, if he could afford you that type of lifestyle, then what is your reason for wanting to work? Because he may be looking at it like, I work this hard so that you don't have to. I work this hard so that you can have some freedom and some flexibility with whatever it is that you want to do. You don't necessarily have to go outside the home unless, and if you want to, men will still support that, but they're asking you why, right? If I'm trying to make a certain lifestyle for you so that you don't have to do this, what is your motivations? And honestly, women, I think it's a fair question. Like, you should be able to answer why you want to do it. Like, it's a fair question. What's your motivations, right? Because it's nothing wrong with you wanting to work. I worked before. Like, it's fine. If you want to work. Nobody's saying you can't. But a man is saying, what's the motivations, right? If I can afford you this lifestyle. And we do have to think about that, because when I was a full-time working woman, I was a mom, wife, all at the same time. I mommed. Don't get me wrong. I think I was a good mom. I think I've always been a good mom. I think I've always been a good wife. But I can be honest about myself. I'm not speaking about any other woman, and say that I am better wife now. I am a better mom now because I can spend the hours that I used to spend working in my home, on my family, working on building the things within our family structure and being able to execute the plan for our family, right? Whereas I didn't have the same time, I didn't have the same flexibility, and I didn't have the same mental bandwidth. Like, I don't think we talk about that either. Like, it is mentally taxing as a woman, at least that maybe y'all super women out there, but it is mentally taxing to juggle all of that. It's a lot. That's why sometimes women will get to the point where they're like, dang, I'm just tired. Like, I'm so tired. You're so tired because you're juggling a lot. Being a mom is a lot. Being a wife is a lot. Working full time is a lot. So, when you're juggling all of those things, it can be tiring. Like, you can reach a level of burnout. It can happen, right? So I think some men are saying, if I can afford this type of lifestyle, what's your motivations at this point, right? Is it the money? Is it something else? What's the play, right? And I think that we should be able to have that, because you should be asking yourself that question. As a woman, we should be asking ourselves that question. Why are we doing the things that we're doing? Why are we making the decisions that we're making? Why? What's our motivation? Because a lot of times it is mindset, and usually that's where the work has to be done.
Okay, appreciate that right there. All right, I got 2 curveballs y'all sent over. JU, drop a comment, JU Griffin, if you still in the comments, man. Drop me a comment, let me know if you still there or not. So y'all send me 2 curveballs, and I'm gonna get us up out of here. Yeah, this some ratchet stuff right here, y'all. I don't know what y'all was thinking when y'all sent these over here, but I'm gonna go ahead and kick them off. Y'all see what happens.
And okay, if we ever hang out for the first time, or we on a first date, and afterwards I let you hit, and it was ball down there, baby, I did the choosing, okay? You didn't hit this, baby, I hit that, okay? Because I already knew before this date there was a possibility I was going to give you some, okay? All you had to do was play your cards right, okay? I got her prepared and ready, okay? She came on this date ready for whatever happens. Now, if we go on the first date and it's looking like Chewbacca down there, and I let you okay, claw your way through that to part my legs like the Red Sea, baby, you hit this, okay? That is when you can absolutely tell everybody, yeah, I hit that, because baby, you chose me. Okay, because before that date, I left it hairy to make sure these legs didn't part like the Red Sea. And somehow you unlocked the magic coochie key. Whatever you did, I say, oh, he deserves to get a little blessing, bless him a little coochie, okay? That is when you are allowed to say, I hit that. Other than that, baby, I did the choosing, okay? I chose you. You ain't come choose me, okay?
Y'all know y'all be sending me some stuff, man. So what y'all think about the young lady? What she just said?
She sound like a hoe. She sound like a hoe.
Oh wow!
You can't make this shit up.
Subset trying to make overall group decisions. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I'll behave yourself.
No, ma'am.
Y'all be sending me some wild stuff. So
I couldn't hear her. I couldn't hear her because I was distracted by her breast bouncing around when she was talking. I couldn't hear her.
You and me both, bro. You and me both.
I was distracted. No Diddy, but I was distracted.
Is there any validity? Is there any validity to what she was saying? I know what she tried to say. I don't know if there was any validity to what she said. Like,
what was she trying to say? I don't think we got no message out of that.
She was. Shout out to Tiffany Weaver in the building. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Yeah, she was trying to say that.
I got control. I'm throwing it out just for. I'm letting all these different men hit, and if they say they hit, nope, not really. I let him do it, or I'm the one that really smashed. No,
whole mindset. You don't understand who you are as a lady because that game is stupid. That game is stupid. It don't make sense. It don't benefit her. That is the dumbest mindset ever. Why is you treating your coochie like currency? No. There is no game to be had, played, nothing. Dumb.
That's real.
A lot
That's
of
real
women.
right
Get
there.
down, coochie like currency.
It's female empowerment. That's feminism. That's the sexual
No, it's
revolution.
not. No, it's
That's
not.
what
No,
y'all
it's
got.
not. Again,
That's what y'all
subset
want.
trying to talk for the majority. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
It's not
I
a
see Cole,
subset.
you ain't in the mood
Not a
tonight. I
subset.
see Cole.
Mm-mm.
It's just not a subset. They might not. They're not going to say that as crudely as she is. They're not going to get in front of a camera. But this is.
I am in
Listen,
front of
man.
a camera. I
I've
just
been.
said she was
Listen.
a hoe. What if we
I've been.
what?
I'm just saying she's not the only one, and she's not a subset. She's speaking for at least the majority of women that I've talked to, and even so the so-called sophisticated ones. Looking at her, you would think, oh, she probably not the type. Man, I've been shocked. I've been shocked and surprised. You did what? So you work at a strip club, right? No, this is don't
I know
judge
what you're
me.
talking
You know,
about.
I had my 20 bodies, 15 bodies, but I let them, I let them smash. It was this, I'm empowered by letting these men go through me. And that's been the thing that I found talking to a lot of these women who choose to open up to me and talk to me about it because I give them the space to do it without
I don't
judgment.
know who you
I say
talking
don't
to.
judge them.
That's the problem. Who you talking to? Let's start there. Cause
It's now
who
you would
is you
say, oh,
talking
which
to?
woman you're talking to? It's just a small. When I say across the spectrum, from here to California, those women,
Okay, well,
all across America,
you speaking
Middle
to a
America,
certain
South
type
America.
of female. You're speaking about a certain type of female who obviously don't have no self respect for herself, who don't understand her aspect as a woman and understanding that you don't need to go to toe to toe with no man. Like no. She
That's
missed the
great.
part
And
where
she walked
somebody
my
should have
neck.
told her that. She missed the part where somebody should have pulled her ass aside and told her that there is no benefit of trying to go to toe to toe with a man. No, ma'am.
That right, that right there. So hold
So,
on.
No,
Let me
ma'am.
grab that. Let me grab that. So I'm glad you said that, Cole. Yeah, there has to be more of that. Yeah, there has to be more of pulling folks to the side and schooling them on what it needs to be. That piece, I'm glad you said that, Cole. That piece is missing. See, a lot of folks today, we just sit back and say, oh, it ain't me. It ain't my problem. But see, what we don't understand is eventually it ends up becoming your problem. Yeah, this lady, I would classify this lady as a grown woman. Yeah, but she's sitting here trying to justify or try to give herself some type of fake control, like she let this man do something. And what she's not understanding is he still just ran through you. Like you just, I
Nigga,
don't care how you want to
what
classify,
you
how
gain
you
from
want
it?
to how you want to reword it. What Vince used to call, what he called a hot and ready. I mean, I don't care how you want to reword it. The dude he got you already. So it don't matter if it was on your terms, his terms. He still got one off and he on his way. It don't matter. But see,
very
this is
much
what
so.
we do today. We do these things. We acclimate to these. That's what I was saying earlier. We acclimate to these mindsets, and then we want to try to make it normal. Yep, the key that I heard in the video, and it took me one thing to hear, and it all made sense. The key was first date.
Yeah.
First date. So if this dude done got you on the first date, it's a wrap.
That's normal.
And remember,
That's
If
normal.
it's a wrap, and that's just
That's
really what
normal,
it
y'all.
comes down to.
Child.
Shit.
That's normal.
I
Miss,
Now I didn't really understand what was her purpose because
None.
I mean men really know if you go out with me more than once, you gonna give it to me anyway. It's just when it's gonna happen. So men don't really care if it's the first date or the third date, to be honest, because we know that you're gonna give it to. I mean, let's just go and get on out the way. First, let's get on out the way because you're gonna give it to me anyway. So why we playing these games? First date, third date, fourth date, 10th date, you gonna give it to me. So you trying to act like you holding out because of some type of oh, I'm trying to be, you gonna give it to me anyway. So that's not really in 2024, that ain't no big deal. I mean, you holding out to the 10th date, that don't mean nothing because on the first date you wanted to give it to me. And you gonna give it to me. So I didn't really understand what she was talking about. It was kind of just goofiness just to get some likes or to get some whatever. Because I mean, I don't know if y'all heard that Andre 3000 song. He said, because it was my birthday and I gave it to you. It made me know, what you want out of life. So it really don't matter if you give it to me on the first night or the third night. Just go and move that on out the way. Okay, it was good. Now we can go ahead. Because in 2024, that matters. Sex matters. Sexual, what's the name matters. I know we think that, well, it don't matter, but you got to understand, people are coming to these relationships now with a lot of experience. They're not coming with, I only have one sexual partner, and so I don't really know what turns me on or what that matters nowadays. And I know we like to think that we in the 20s and, well, if you love that person, the sex will be in your mind. No. It is what it is. You got a lot of people that had 10 sexual partners by the time. I mean, you talk about somebody 35, 40 years old. You think they had 2 partners? All that time, they'd have been married if they had 2 partners. They would have been married if they had 2 partners. They'd have had 10. And my thing, you got to know that's a big part of these relationships. A lot of them is because the chick can't get over that dude that broke her back when she was 24. And that's why she can't get in a relationship because he just ain't hitting it right. Or she just ain't doing it right. And I know we like to think, oh, well, that's shallow or that's this. That's the reality of these relationships. You got to get close to it. Now, in that situation, you got to get very close to what you want in the bedroom. You got to get very close. It can't be, oh, well, I done had sex with him 10 times and he ain't made me come once. That ain't gonna last. I don't care how much money you got.
It ain't happen because they don't have
how
no
much you
emotional
love him.
intelligence. That's why it ain't happen. It ain't happen because they don't have no emotional intelligence. You still poking everything and still ain't got no emotional intelligence. Like I don't get it. Like what is we talking? What we talk about? What we
It
talking
might
about?
have happened because
What
she
we
ain't
talking
have
about?
none.
Emotional intelligence ain't got nothing to do with sex.
No, it might have happened if we talking about emotional intelligence and intercourse.
The
Then
intimacy ain't there.
it probably didn't happen because if we're talking, okay, I'll go with that, Cole. If we're talking about emotional intelligence and intercourse, you're right. There is an element of an emotional intelligence that goes in intercourse, but it's not with the man, it's with the woman. Because we are the ones who put emotions into sex. We do that. So if she's not arriving on time, it might be her lack of emotional intelligence because we're the ones who need certain emotions to be there when we have intercourse. We need that. Men don't necessarily need the same type of emotions during intercourse that we need, right? So I agree with you. That is an element that's real, right? Now I would say for him, he probably just don't care if she gets hurt.
Nope.
Right? He just don't care. He might be in the headspace of if I ain't digging this chick like that, then I don't care what she gets. She can be worked by herself. But her on the other hand, she's missing the emotional challenges that she needs in order to arrive. So that let's say that then. We gonna say that we gotta lay it at the feet of the right person where it belongs.
No, don't sip that little cup now, Cole. No. Don't sip that little cup now.
What you mean? It's a bottle. The bottle almost gone. Stop. Like yeah.
No, don't try to wash it down now.
The bottle is almost gone. The bottle is almost gone.
Oh my God.
Don't try to wash it down now.
Hey, Quay. You know how many women, I've dated a lot of women. You know how many women have told me he was a good guy. I mean, he was a good guy. He took care of his kids, but penis was too small.
Yeah, I know that's happening. Yeah. I know that's happening for sure.
I let him tell me on our first date, I don't give fellatio. I said, check please.
Oh
that's right.
my God!
Why are
Check,
you
No, that's
going
please.
right.
on the first date though?
Check,
Wait,
please.
what is going on? What is going
Check,
on?
please. Check, please.
Can I say
No,
something?
y'all.
Check, please. Check,
What is
please.
Go
going
ahead, Hirsch. Go ahead,
Check,
Hirsch. And I
please.
got one more for JU. Then we out of here. Go ahead, Hirsch. It's on you, man. Go
Hey,
ahead.
look, like, I just want to say one thing about the video.
on?
I could, when I her talking everything, man, I could literally almost smell her coochie through the computer, man.
Oh my God!
No, go on. No way.
Hirsch,
You
you
can't just
already know,
stop.
man. You already know.
Come on, Herschel. You can't do
Let
that
me
to us
go to
like that.
this. Let me go to this last one. It's almost 11 o'clock. All right, J.U. Griffin. I hope you're still in the comments, man. I know you sent this
He
over, man.
go. He go. He left.
No, J.U. he's still down there. Now, J.U. sent this. I hope this ain't no stuff right here. Wait a minute, hold on.
Oh,
Jennifer Williams
God.
said, bye, Herschel. She said, bye, Herschel. Don't you get on here with that. All right, let me do this last one. J.U. sent this over. Let me see what he got going on.
Here it is. I love this car. I want it. Great. Before we do the paperwork, I gotta let you know a few things. Okay. This car has had plenty of owners in the past. Okay, that's the past. What's the mileage? A lot. Oh. But there's good news. Okay. This car comes with 2 mini cars, 2 different manufacturers. Oh, wow. So I get 3 cars for the price of 1? You can say that. Okay. Do I get to drive them? Absolutely not. That's very illegal and inappropriate. But I'm responsible for the gas and maintenance? Yes. Can I get the car without the mini cars? No. The part of the Wait. We actually have another car, same model, 1 owner in the past, very few miles. No mini cars. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I want it. Why would anyone in their right mind take the first car? Oh. What?
J.U. Man, what you done sent me, man? J.U. Griffin, what you done sent me, man?
Who sent that?
That's J.U. Griffin.
Shame on him.
That's
Shame
this
on
gentleman
him.
right here. J.U. Is that what you sent me, man?
Shame on you, sir.
Man, I caught that, man. Man. Drop a comment, J.U. Let me know what you thinking on that. Let me get these comments real quick. J.U. trying to start something. Tiffany would say, oh, wow, that thing must be sour, Hirsch. See, Hirsch, you done got on here, man. You done started something, man. You done started something. Let's see. Kenyatta said, I'm hollering. Well, yeah, you already saw Jen said, bye, Herschel. She ain't trying to hear her. She ain't trying to hear. J.U., you gotta explain yourself, J.U. You said, of course. You got to explain yourself, man. I caught that joke, man. I caught that joke. You got to explain yourself. All right, I'm not even about to take us through it. I ain't about to take us through it. I know what that video is saying. I ain't about to do it. Unless y'all want to say something, I ain't about to do it. Because
I missed it. I'm not that smart. I missed it.
Compare a woman to the car scenario.
Oh.
So you have the first car that had a lot of mileage on it. It's had a lot of previous owners, and it comes with 2 mini cars.
Oh, the kids.
Yes.
Oh.
I just caught that myself.
I get it now.
Yeah, see, J.U. was trying to be slick. He said, but are they lying? You know what, J.U.? I ain't about to do it, J.U. I ain't about to do it.
You better end this stream, Toy. You better end it quick.
It's time for me to get up out of here. Plus, I know Cole said her bottle almost gone, so it's time for us to get up out of here.
It's gonna get messy.
Yeah, no, I gotta re-up, man. You gotta let me drink the whole bottle.
All right.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
touch
Vince.
this.
You're taking close.
I'm gonna touch this one because I ain't scared.
Go ahead.
The car with the many cars gonna have to show its value. It's going to have to show I'm still better than that car with the lower miles, which I don't know if you can really. That's really different because it's a little different. But you got to show your value. You got to you got to show your value. You got to say I'm better. I'm still better than that car with.
So,
with
real
no
question:
miles.
what does that look like?
Because the interior might be
what
better.
does that look like?
Because the interior might be better.
Real example,
it might be a Mercedes with 200,000 miles or a Volkswagen with 200,000 miles. It's still a Mercedes.
That's what I'm saying, Vince.
So,
in man terms, what is that? Like, in your view, what is that? Like, what is that value at that point for that type of car?
I think you have to show your value. I mean, you just got to show your value. I think
she's trying to get some tangibles.
I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's saying, well, why buy the old car with the miles and the mini cars when you can get it, but it's not really the same car.
So how does a woman show
can't
her
be.
value? How does a woman? So how
Yeah,
does a
what
woman
is
in that situation show her
You
value?
show your value with how you are willing to fit on that man's program and how you will be a value to him, not he a value to you. Say a woman has 2 kids, but then you show your value to that man. Say he might own a business and he might need a secretary. You show him that value that you're able to be his secretary. If he doesn't cook for himself, cook for him. Because the woman without no kids might want to go to Ruth's Chris every night. But the woman with some kids might say, I'm gonna cook you dinner. I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna make you a lunch. I'm gonna show my value to you, not just you just do everything for me. So you can't have both. You can't have 2 kids and act like you don't got two kids.
So you saying that a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying that a woman that is coming to the table with a little bit of baggage. Let's just call it baggage. Okay.
Yep.
You can call it whatever you want, but let's just say baggage. She's coming to the table with a little bit of baggage. You're saying, in essence, that she's going to have to work harder.
Yes.
Than the other woman without
just
that.
Like we always use Russell and Sierra, but we never say that Russell is a Christian and Sierra got on his program with that Christian. She was dropping the low spread and the wide for 50, but when she got with Russell, she became a Christian woman. You know that, right? They don't talk about that part.
That's a great point.
They didn't have sex for a year. She became
rightfully
a housewife.
so, I guess, in general.
She became a housewife. Sierra didn't. She just started back out there touring and all that kind of stuff. She was at his football games, having his babies, staying at home. She wasn't out there twerking, except on them little TikToks. But she wasn't working. She got on his program. They don't want to talk about that part. The part that they need to be asking. Well, how did you get this multi-millionaire man who has no kids to accept you and future son? Because he got on this program.
True.
Okay. So yeah, so I think the general consensus in that is you have to market and show your value. And essentially what that means is you have to be willing to do what said man is looking for. Yep. So you're looking for this guy to come along and wipe you up and take on you and your children and what have you, and in your situation. You got to be willing to get that man what he wants. Like, it's just really what it comes down to, especially if you're looking for this man in the capacity of being a full 100% provider, which that seems to be the main consensus out here now. But essentially that's what it comes down to. Yep, that's what it comes down to. So essentially you got to be willing to do what you need to do to secure what you want. Yep. So in the Sierra situation, if she had to fall back in the line, Kenyatta said she pregnant again. What was that baby number? What was that baby number 5?
12.
I think so. Something like that.
12.
We didn't forgot.
Yeah, so Sierra, she done went on, set on down somewhere. So we gotta think about that. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying when I made the point earlier about prioritizing what we need. Yeah, sometimes when we're in certain situations or we've had certain experiences, it goes away from what you want and it needs to become what you need. So a young lady who may be in that situation and, has been with some men in the past and had some children out of those particular situations or relationships, your priority now needs to be around what you need and what those kids need. Yep, and that may require you compromising with this man that comes along who's willing to come in and support that situation. You may have to compromise and make that happen because that's what's best for you and what's best for the kids in that situation. Yeah, you can't really go into these situations cocky and being resistant, because at the end of the day, it becomes, what do you need? Given what's going to yield the best outcome for your situation. So yeah, that's just keeping it realistic. But yeah, I won't go too hard. I'll let y'all get this out, and then we take some closing and get on up out of here.
And then let me say something too, Quay, right quick. And that doesn't just have to be for a female, because sometimes you do disqualify yourself.
Facts.
Because just like I told you, I had a child at 17 and another child at 22. The ladies that I wanted were college graduates, 24, 25. They ain't had no kids. They ain't want no baby daddies.
Right.
I was nice. I made good money, but I had 2 kids. They ain't want to be waiting for me to find a babysitter and pay my child support, and I got the kids this weekend and I can't do this. And they got better. I'm man enough to say they got what they deserve. They found that Kappa brother or that Q brother that they went to college with, and he ain't had no kids, and they got. I see him every day on Facebook. A beautiful family. I didn't qualify. So sometimes you just don't qualify, and it is what it is. Yeah, they'll sleep with me, but they couldn't bring a 2-time baby daddy home to their daddy's out in Palmer Park, and I was disqualified. Yeah, did it hurt my feelings? Yeah, probably it did, but I mean, just put my head down there and got better and made myself more valuable.
Yeah,
That's reasonable.
No,
Consequences.
that's real. Yeah, that's real
I
right there.
think
And I think
it seems like a lot of
go
women
ahead,
hate
Joe.
that they have those consequences. They have the similar consequences, but on the female side. But it seems like there's animosity towards men who don't want to accept those or accept them in their 2 extra cars or 1 extra car or whatever baggage or mileage they have on your car. Whereas with you, you take full responsibility for it. You say, well, these are decisions I made. I'm owning up to it. That's the difference. And then eventually, of course, there's always going to be someone out there for somebody. So I would never say that this car is damaged goods or it's unsalvageable. It's for somebody who wants it, who desires it, and sees some value in that vehicle. So I don't know. To compare the used car analogy to the new car, you're right. It depends on what that person qualifies for, what's more realistic for that person, but also what value that they see in that particular vehicle. So to that person who's looking at their used vehicle, it was, for example, my first car was a used vehicle. It was, you couldn't tell me anything different. To me, that was a brand new car. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
No, I appreciate that right there. All right, I got to get us up out of here. I'm gonna take some closing and we gone. Chloe, Vince, Cole, Jr., Hirsch, Joe, we coming across. Chloe, it's on you. You want to say anything before we get out of here?
I think that this was a good conversation. What's a top tier man? Honestly, I think at this point, I have to agree with Cole. We need to start digging a little deeper. If we actually want to start having more meaningful relationships, ladies, if y'all want to not have any more reasons to get up on Joe Biden's, it's still Joe Biden's internet for another few months. So if y'all, if y'all, and then it's probably gonna be Trump's internet. But if y'all if y'all don't want another reason to get up on Joe Biden's internet complaining, then we need to be more mindful. We need to be more intentional about the men that we're entertaining, right? And men, I think that if you are at the point where you're seeing more and more women subscribing to this new mindset that's really kind of toxic, and we just saw an example of that, the old girl and her coochie. If you tired of that,
What now?
if you tired of that, then I would say, why don't you stop validating that type of behavior? Stop validating that. Stop validating that. And I know Hirsch dropped that bomb on us about the smell, but listen, men are complaining about that. That's a real issue. That's a real problem. Like, we laughing, but that's a real problem. So y'all still sleeping with these women now? Y'all might need to check y'all standards. Because you can't be out here saying, you know, you a top tier man, and you a high value man, and you sleeping with spoiled cootie cat.
Ooh.
I mean, let's come on. Like we just out of order on both sides. Like we have dropped our standards so low that not anybody can get it anytime. And that's the problem. Cole, to answer your question, the reason why you're getting sick of it and you're starting to see now outside cultures start to speak on our issues is because we've invited everybody to the conversation. We let everybody enter the chat. We don't care. We so busy bashing each other, everybody can get some. It doesn't even really matter anymore. People are profiting off of our dysfunction. And we so busy trying to make our own money off of the situation. We so busy, you know, buying into it that we don't even see what's going on. Stay off the internet with this. Because what's happening is the worst of us are the ones who are getting highlighted. You're right, Cole. This is not all of us. These women do not speak for all of us. And I'm sure that the men do not speak for every man on this panel. But unfortunately, this is what gets seen. So now these are the people that are representing us to the general population. So I would challenge everybody, let's start having conversations like this be shared. Let's make these conversations go viral. Let's show people that there are content creators out here. There are people out here that are actually doing it for the love. There are people out here that are having real, genuine conversations. People who are objective, who are level-headed. We not all out here with this foolishness and this nonsense. We know how to have fun, but we keep it cute. So I would just say, if you're tired of seeing that other stuff, then start propping up the platforms that's not doing that and don't subscribe to that. And let's start making those people go viral.
Yeah, no, we definitely would appreciate a little viral on Candid Convos for sure. All right, let me check in with Vince. Vince, it's on you, man.
Now the question for the evening is top tier men. Is that the question or the subject?
That was the original topic. Yeah,
Okay,
top
'cause
tier
I
men.
missed
What
the
is a top tier
beginning.
man?
So what I would say for the ladies that wants these top tier men is to lead with what your value is to him. Not your standards, not what you want, but what your value is to him.
Simple. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Nice and simple right there. Cole, it's on you. You want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yes. So I want to back up a little bit to Vince's comment earlier about making his wife feel independent aspect and all of that. So she feels that way because y'all had a conversation. And so all these different relationship dynamics can work with honest conversation. One. And what is a top tier man? I mean, I would say one that has standard, realistic standard, understands his value and how he is represented in the community, and definitely it's just not settling for the hype. And if that means being, returning to being traditional, then let that be.
Right. Okay. I appreciate that right there. Nicole, I'm not letting you off the hook just yet.
What?
I got a question for you. I got a question for you real quick before I come down to Hurst. I got a question for you real quick.
The answer is no.
Nah, we about to find out. So the question for you, Cole, is if the man comes along and he says, I'm about to handle these bills, I want you to stop working and stay at home with the kids. What's your answer? Yes or no?
Well, I ain't got no kids, so that don't count.
If he come and say
don't count.
he gonna take care of these bills and he wants you to stay home and stay with the kids. Hypothetical, y'all got kids. What's your answer? Yes or no?
That's not right. You know that's not fair.
No, I'm about to get you, plus I know you up
That's
to.
not
I know you've been sipping and dipping too. What's your answer? Yes or no?
okay.
Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
Realistically, right now, at this point, at this date, time, and age, they won't be my kids. They will be obviously they probably be his kids because I don't have any.
Okay.
And you said I gotta stop working?
Stop working, stay home. He paying the bills.
That's not fair.
What the
Wait
hell?
That's not fair. That's not fair to ask me right now at this day, point eight. Now, if you ask me like 2 years from now, then I would say sure.
What? Hirsch, you hear this, man?
That's not fair to ask me right now.
Okay, hold that thought.
That ain't fair to
Just
ask me
keep it
that right
100 and just say no. You ain't gonna stop working.
I said 2 years from now. You can't today at
I'm
this
talking
age,
about
right
right
now. I would say
now. I'm talking about right now.
right now. I'd say no. Right now,
You
but it's
say
reason for that. It's reason for that though.
okay. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Oh
We gotta get up out of here. We're
Lord.
gonna talk about this. All right, Hirsch, it's on you, man. Hirsch, it's on you. What you want to say before we
I
get out of here, man?
appreciate that, Quay.
So y'all about the smelly coochie thing. I mean, in no way I was trying to be disrespectful to women. First off, I want to say that. It's just I had a flashback. I knew it years ago. That it's like
My condolences, man.
like a woman I knew that sounded just like her, and it was that scenario. So it's like I could smell it. So to explain that comment, okay? So you want to just be disrespectful to no women out here, just to say that. So the other thing
we got you, man. Go ahead, we got you.
So as far as the question about what is a top tier man, honestly, in my opinion, I can't answer that question. I think that's for the woman. I think that's for her to answer. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what her values are, what she likes, what she doesn't like. I mean, because again, like what Chloe was saying earlier, what one person thinks is a top tier may not be a top tier. So I can't answer that question. You got to figure that out yourself. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's real. That's real right there. Appreciate that comment, man. JR, it's on you, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, what's the top tier, man? Boy, in an ideal world, a man that's got good morals, good characteristics, got some long money, that's what we all dream to be, and that's what they want us to be, But unfortunately, in the real world, it's not going to be like that. So for some of us, we can make it by ourselves, and the women jumps on board. For the majority, you got to work together. That's just life. It's always been like that, and it's always going to be like that. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And obviously, for the rest of it, with what Miss Chloe said about, what's getting shown out here. Yeah, both men and women, we are, playing in this dirty game, and it's not really benefiting both of us. And obviously, to the lady talking about herself in that way, it doesn't really, make a man want to move towards it in any positive way. So that's what opens the door for the man to then say, okay, cool, easy target, boom, keep it moving. And then that's how we both get entangled into that dirty mess. Whereas the message is from us, the guys, we're saying like, yo, ladies, stop that behavior. And I know it's gonna be a case of like, oh, why is it on us and not on the men, right? And this is a problem where I don't think ladies seem to understand where what we tend to say is basically like, hey, listen, whatever I'm saying to you is I actually care more about you more than I care about myself, because in me having the pleasure, guess what? I can get in trouble for that. So I'm saying to you, in order for you to avoid the trouble, and men pointing fingers at women, it's gonna fall on the man, not on the woman. And that's what we're trying to say to the ladies. But the ladies are obviously trying to push back and say, hey, no, we actually want to play in the game. And it's like, okay, I can't really stop you. So that means accountability comes with choices as well. And that's the point that I think they're missing, where we're saying, let that land and sit on the men. We want to take the the nice side of the game. Cool. This is what comes with the negative side of it. And we're happy to take the brunt of it to save you lot from that. So that's why we don't want them in that mess. So then we don't have to point the fingers at women. You're a single mom as well. But we know that if it's the man that steps on the woman without her choice, he gets in trouble, right? But guess what? Just like this lady's talking, first date, how can you sit there and blame the man? Hey, we're both in this, baby. And that's where, like I said, they're missing that point. So yeah, let's stop sharing these videos, because I've watched them couple podcasts when she's over in the UK and whatnot. And yeah, she's always talking like that. If you come across the Instagram or TikToks or whatever it is, yeah, it's cringe. It's bad, And I'm not saying that it's all, but it seems to, social media seems to make it like it's all. And of course, with that perception, when I see another sister, oh yeah, she might be on that type of time. But in reality, she might not even be that,
Right.
And we're making ourselves look bad. And I'll leave it there. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that closeout, man. And listen, I think, just to lay this out, we know it's not all. Yeah, we know it's not all the ladies. We know it's not all the men, right? So we can never take that position. But the content is there. Yeah, the content is being created. The content is getting the voice. The content is getting the views. So we have to be aware of that. Yeah, we got to be aware of what we're putting out, and what it can turn into. Yeah, and that's why I always say, Sam, for folks who know better or think differently, they have to start being more vocal to counteract some of the nonsense that's out here. Yeah, we cannot always take the position of, it's not my problem, it's not my issue, don't affect me, because it always ends up affecting you. Yeah, now you got a situation where, to Cole's point, a small subset of women are now, their label is now being placed on a lot of women who don't even think that way. Yep. So that subset of women that don't think that way, they were saying, that ain't my problem, let them do what they doing. Yeah, but now that or those things and that mindset is being put on those women who don't even think and move that way. So see, while we always like to say it's not our problem, eventually it ends up being your problem. So we got to remember that. So when you see that nonsense, call that mess out, be vocal about it. Yeah, the folks who know better got to get more vocal out here to counteract some of this nonsense, and set the tone as to what's really going on and how they really moving versus what's being portrayed on them. So we got to keep that in mind. All right, Joe, it's on you, man, and we gone, man. It's on you, Joe.
Have a great night.
Simple as that. We out of here. All right, man. Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to my panel, Chloe, Cole, Vince, Herschel, JR, Joe. Appreciate y'all holding me down. Can't do it without y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments as well. Let's see. Even Right dropped the last minute comment, but how will you treat her? Next topic, maybe. Okay. That might be the topic right there. I'm going to go ahead and write that down, Even Right. Appreciate that. But shout out to everybody in the comments. I appreciate y'all dropping y'all comments, giving y'all perspective. Like I said, makes for awesome conversation. This is Kandid Konvos, man. We do the show every Wednesday night. We go live on YouTube and Facebook, so definitely like, share, and subscribe every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already, smash that like button, smash that like button. But, man, we're going to go on and get up out of here. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch y'all on